age emission.
Don't whisper sweet nothings in my ear.
You ain't gonna get a +1 broadsword out of me. Pretty sure you don't even want it with how your character's built.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to use it. I don't think I'll be able to lift it.
I don't think any of us would use
Yeah,
a
I think it's a
broadsword.
heavy, so... Heavy weapons can't effectively be used by smalls, which is the way they handle size, which is by far the worst implementation I've ever seen in a game, because it is, I think, one of the rare few times 5e ever penalizes or grants benefits for certain sizes. It's like,
Well, I
oh,
mean, they took away a lot of negatives for things, too.
like, that's fine. You can totally make a game that's all about positives, all about that big ol' smile, but it's really weird how being small just means you can't use the cool big swords. And all I think about is, why? Why you like that, D&D?
I don't know.
Also, if you want to learn how to make encounters in 5e versus 2e, recently saw a video of a guy who explains it, and it's quite remarkable, like how you can just trim all the fat if you're willing to drop the old shit. Jesus. Although that's also a thing that I've been learning as a person, is you can get rid of... You don't need the rules for a large part of it if you just use your old noggin. Just squirt out some brain juice to glue it all together. Anyway, if I recall correctly, you guys last time went over to a place called Sloobloodoo.
And we've been laughing about that name since we got there.
Sloop-de-doop.
The
Criminals.
beautiful land of Sloobloobloop.
Bunch of criminals, that's what you are. Slandering
Hey.
the good name.
I mean, technically we are criminals at this point because we, to the drow.
Sure, gotcha.
I mean,
I'm sure we broke
kinda.
some of their laws.
I refuse to accept the label of criminal because the drow said so. Because once again, I'm making sure I will not be blamed for that
Criminal
mess
is a
you pulled up.
societal construct, baby. It really is. There is no
Death
universal
is a term
truth.
invented by the Jedi.
There is no universal truth
yeah,
in
it's
your
meant- it's meant-
soul,
it's meant-
clan, whatever or not
It's
you
meant
are,
to punish
criminal.
the poor and the minority, and as a robot lady, I am the minority.
You're also poor because, you're on the run.
I mean, I
Yeah,
we
did
don't really
steal
have any
some
money.
shit, so-
I don't think I had money to begin with, but
Don't forget how
Pretty
your
sure
hero
I-
points work, you dummies.
Yeah, if you don't have any, you get up to 1.
The point is that you were going over to this village of fishmen because they might have some fish for you to buy some resources and rations for the road.
Yeah.
Luckily, also with you is another fishman who likes you and wants to help you.
Wow.
He informed
thank you,
on
fish man.
He informed you on the recent going-ons in this fine village of about 1,000 Kuotoa. Now that you're standing a bit closer to the fence, this place is, calling it a dump feels mean, but it might just be because their architectural style isn't quite what you would make it out to be. Imagine taking a whole bunch of reeds and some mud and whatever raw mushroom materials you can find and slapping it all together into vague house-like shapes. It's like they
Wow,
built
this
small
place
caves.
looks this place looks like a dump.
To you, perhaps. But they seem perfectly content with their current living conditions. So, as a repeat, you're here to buy supplies, get a boat, and go over to Gluckstruk via the fast road, which will take you 4 days.
We're not going to Blankton Stone. We're going to...
We decided not to take this super long one.
Yeah. And we're getting on the boat,
On a
which
boat.
in character, Tanya's a bit nervous about, and out of character, Tanya's a bit nervous about.
Your Tanyata character never knew that. The point is that it
Well,
seems Sloobloop seems to have its own share of problems.
Oh?
As I
They
mentioned,
always do.
as I mentioned, the fine leader of this place, Plupluplin,
God, these names, I love them.
the archpriest of the sea, Mata, is also the father of Bloblipod, who has apparently been promoting some weird thing called the Limo Gugun. It sounds like a lemon.
Are you screwing with us?
I want proof of these names.
No, I'm not screwing with you. This is exactly what it says in the fucking book, man.
You want him to write it down every time he says a new name?
Look, I
No.
don't know how anyone would make this as a language, and I'm happy
actually,
they did.
that's
Jesus
easy.
Christ.
They're fish people. What do fish do in the water? They go bloop,
It's somehow
bloop, bloop.
worse It's somehow worse if you see it written down.
Yeah, the
That's not-
O's are actually angering me.
I was gonna start taking notes, but then you started listing off the names, and I just kind of plowed off the train tracks into the void.
Between this and the goblins in Tomb of Annihilation, Watsy sure fucking loves a low-level area with a bunch of random natives who you can get to laugh at for a while.
I love them.
Which isn't weird
Some
at
of these
all.
names,
That's not racist at all, no.
Some of these names sound like someone who has heard that Dutch is a language, and that's it. That's all they got.
If you want to, I can say all the G's in the Dutch style.
Do it.
Gloeg,
Go
gloeg,
for it.
gloeg.
Oh, I love it even more now.
I don't think the fish can say
Yeah.
that though.
Now it sounds like you're underwater.
Bloop, flow, peen. Wow.
Listen, if you want to be underwater, I have filters for that.
Blop, bip, and bop.
So
Blue.
I'm just gonna make a sign that says "Will project the surface world" for coin.
Heck yeah, the filter.
Yeah.
Get on the wave, baby! And now you got predator vision.
I mean, I can perform for money, but these people probably have problems. And
Claire,
I mean, what? Yes.
you're a good friend because you are good friends with Shushar, who seems to be on the good terms with the rest of the community. You're allowed inside. He says
Alright.
that the archpriest of the village would like to speak to you as well, concerning the current matters. But you have a little bit of time because he also explained that you kind of just came out of jail on early release, and that you need to just check around a bit, buy something to eat, you know.
Early release is a very charitable term for what we did.
Also, is this place lit or is it like?
Yeah, this place is lit, bro.
In a
I
similar-
was wondering who was going to say that.
In a similar fashion to what the Drow had done, there is a large Feyres collection array that sticks out of the ground somewhere. Probably the walls. That seems like a decent place to put that thing. And there are... None of the houses have any interior lights, but occasionally there are these light sources that flicker high above the ground, put on these crude poles. It's enough that you can
like
see
these
and make out
places.
colors, but it's definitely not what you'd like to see.
Ah.
Yeah, they probably don't care.
Aisling is hoping for like a park or any like just
Desperate to see it
grass.
free.
Well, it's
Just
also...
one tree.
You can also imagine that those giant fish eyes they have are a little bit sensitive to light, so...
Mm.
Anyway, because you have Shushar with you and everything is going swellingly as a result of that, the fishermen who guard the, again, fishing line and laced with hooks and small knives fence and pull them aside so you can crawl on in without cutting yourself open.
Jesus.
Shushar will basically guide you to where most trades are done if you want, or he can take you straight to the home. It's up to you.
We could, buy some things and then go.
I want dinner that isn't mushrooms.
Aisling wants a big old fish.
She's ignoring you already, talking about cookies.
Every... what? What do you feed this thing? Tanya's actually not sure what you feed. The
Fairy.
not child.
The what child?
I'm pre-
The
I'm
not
pretty sure she's-
child.
All you
Jeez.
gotta do is clap for a bit and they'll be sustained.
That is not how that works, and I am
It's not
offended
how
that
I
you say
eat.
that.
God, imagine if she actually thought that's how you fed Aisling. You just had to believe in her and clap your
Tanya,
hands.
while you don't need to eat, the fact that you are constantly inside of a moist cave does make you feel a little rusty around the hinges, as you could say it.
Yeah, I don't like this. Yeah.
On the plus side, you heard that fish oil is a decent lubricant.
You
Ew.
bring up a good point.
Tanya's gonna smell horrible for a very long time.
So,
Nah, she doesn't smell great.
to the market it is.
Yeah, to
Yeah.
the market.
Yeah,
We're
might
gonna
as well.
explore the market, see what we can see with our eyes.
Yes.
Market is centralized entirely around a single massive statue. This is a 9-foot tall statue carved from some kind of wood in a vaguely humanoid shape. Head and arms formed from... Its head and forearms formed from the severed head and claws of a giant albino crayfish. These parts are lashed on with strands of gut. Ooh, ooh. Shells and brightly colored stone, aka offerings, are at the base. A bunch of them slowly circle the statue, seemingly in meditation, their hands clasped together. Also, around the whole place are, well, it's mostly just dudes with nets and containers. There aren't any real stalls to speak of in terms of, oh, it's a surface they put their wares on. And they mostly seem to trade by barter, but that might just be an in-village thing.
Well, is there anything that like catches our eye from where we are, or is that just kind of all barrels and jars and nets?
Well,
That
There-
makes sense. That's most of it.
there do seem to be a few that are selling like proper weapons and some basic equipment like large ropes made from fibers origins unknown. Others are selling. Well, it seems the Kuatoa prefer raw fish because some dude just literally buys a raw fish and scarfs it down, but they do smoke and preserve fish, which could function as rations.
Heck yeah.
Additionally, some sell things like fishing oil and grease to preserve metal items, since, in case you didn't know, before people invented stainless steel, you had to oil your shit or it rusted.
Yeah.
I still have to with my swords and knives.
I'm just sort of looking at all you. I need oil. I need oil.
Once you engage in a conversation with a merchant, you quickly realize that you're going to have to offer something. That isn't just money. Shushar tells you that, unfortunately, long ago he's managed to convince all these people to let go of the material world. And so,
God dang
unfortunately,
him.
they don't really care too much for cold hard cash. Things of practical value,
I-
please.
I
If you want to
can
sell
grant
your
you
gold and
knowledge.
fancy shit, you should go to Glockenstreak. You heard that plenty
Yeah.
of greedy people live there.
Probably hang on to my incense burners then.
Well, maybe you can trade the instant burners for something.
Yeah, those have a use.
Yeah, but they're not gonna give them fair market value. You know
God,
what I mean?
well, they're
This
not
is the
doing-
market. This is
this
the
is-
market value.
Yeah, this is okay. Goblin. This is
Sarah,
market trade.
Claire,
There's no market value. Yes,
We're
yes.
talking about the weight in gold versus the practical value.
Yeah.
We're not. If we
How much
can't
weight in gold are you carrying?
grabs the goblin.
About 4 pounds.
all right. I'll explain it easier. We're not going to make it to the land of gold if we're going in rags.
Yeah.
Why are you shaking Candy like she's the only person with shit to trade?
Because the not child, I don't think wait, what do you have?
Don't you
What do you
guys
mean?
have like a quantum bucket that sort of things?
Tanya points at the Fae. Do you have anything that we could trade in your spooky hole?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I've
don't
seen
think-
you pull things out of air. It's clear you're clearly.
I don't think it's polite to talk about a lady's spooky hole in
I
I
public.
know. How rude.
Yeah, Tanya thinks about it. I am just a lowly, glory-seeking warrior. I don't actually keep much on me. Actually, Let's check my inventory. Do I have any?
When you turn back, Ashlyn has the last cookie she had in her inventory.
She just starts stuffing it in her mouth like a dog. It's like, what do you got in your mouth? I can do a
Also,
performance
is
for,
there food
trade.
that's like not meat?
I mean, they probably have like kelp or something. Like sea plants.
Let me just very
mushrooms.
gently put you down. Shushar. Are Kuatoa just hard carnivores? Is a great question, ain't it?
Yeah, that's
Also,
Pescatarians. Oh, colors.
update. The wings will be in the finished version.
Yeah.
'Cause, you want to keep that shit on a different layer since it's a very different kind of drawing.
Indeed.
Well, unfortunately, unlike Ironclaw, which politely tells you what everyone's preferred diet is,
Mhm.
I think that they're like mostly carnivores, and they do eat things like
Yeah.
kelp off to the side. But for the most part, it's just stuff some fish in there, baby.
Like they do have sharp ass teeth. That's usually a sign of carnivores.
Plus, they're fish. Fish normally eat fish. Don't really eat like
Fish or
veggies.
dookie.
So unfortunately, there's not a lot of vegetarian options, at least not in the quantities you would like.
I mean, hell, I'm down for fish.
You poor baby. You're gonna have to like find some well kelp or something in the water. Just dig that out.
I mean, we probably still have a couple of mushrooms from the mushroom cave.
Oh, we can druidcraft and make more mushrooms. I think.
It's gonna
Make
take
more,
a while, but we can work on that.
make more mushrooms. That's actually just painful to hear.
We'll just we'll get a crate, just put a little dirt in it, and we'll just sprinkle some druidcraft in, and we'll just have a whole fungal culture brewing.
We'll add some salt and pepper so Aisling doesn't go insane and try to eat us.
But that would be meat.
All right, bite it. Turn us into cookies and then eat us. There, are you happy? Okay, so we need stuff to like. I think we need stuff to just like kind of. We need supplies and also things to kind of maybe enhance ourselves if we can.
Yeah, what we need is a light source, so I'm gonna look for a lantern and oil.
Zonks.
I'm going to look for oil and
There does seem
maybe
to
something
be.
soon.
There does seem to be one Kuatoa in particular who sits next to, let's just say, this smoky ass building, which smells probably like the worst ass you can imagine. Who has these big vats and pots, and they all have that little crown around the top of like, I pour this full of oil with reckless abandon.
Oh boy.
Shushar tells you that one of the better export products is indeed just light oil, because you can't carry a collection array out in the dark, and batteries only last so long. So just get some oil, baby. Energy density.
I have
Probably
need of
gonna.
this oil.
Also, the Feyres will knock your fucking light out if you ever walk into it. So having a light source that isn't affected by that is also great.
Yeah.
Point is, this guy has a lot of oil. If you want it, you could probably get it. This one seems to be more okay with buying physical goods and such. After all, he is the one who apparently deals with the outside.
Picks up Dizzy.
Eh,
We have need of your candelabres.
I can't. No, they're shiny.
He's this goblin miser.
Eh,
Gonna kill us all.
Alright. How much is 25 gold in oil?
probably a lot.
Well, I just want enough oil until we get to society. So like what?
1
Like,
pound of oil in a flask is 1 silver piece. So 25 is like enough oil to drive your car for a
lot.
month.
It's a
well, does he
ludicrous.
have any? Is like holding the goblin like a wallet. Does he have anything else that we could take, like enhancements for maybe our weapons and food for the tiny one? By the way, I'm waving this like goblin with the candelabra like it's like amazing.
I'm already flying around, just going to other stores. You guys are doing this on your own.
Eh,
They're babies. Stop bullying them.
Also, I could probably perform, make it more impressive.
Kind of play the
I'm
goblin
quite the showman. That's why I have a +4 to that's why
We get it, Claire. We get it.
I'm proficient. I'm sorry, I haven't. Look, the Underdark is full of people who are joyless and haven't allowed me to perform.
Do a little dance.
And I will offer, visions of the surface world.
Watch and be aghast.
As I juggle the goblin and the candelabra.
Please help.
You know, Claire, the way that the RPG dialogue's supposed to go is that the GM describes situation, the players describe a course of action. The GM adjudicates the action, determining if a die roll is necessary or even required. And
I
then they
apologize.
tell you what the fuck you do. Not the other way around.
Yeah, I apologize.
I didn't ask for a roll. You didn't commit to the bit.
Yeah, I shot forward a little hard there.
I'm pulling like a little rubber thing on my pocket, and I inflate it and turns it to be an inflatable club. so I can glock you with it.
Bonk.
Yeah, gonk.
As you are trying to negotiate with this man to get yourself not an entire vat of oil, an oil drum. You're not a large industrial country. You don't have need of that much oil. Unfortunately, as you are trying to do this, a procession of rather violent-looking fellas suddenly enters the fray. Does anyone here speak under Kumin or Kuato?
I do.
I speak not that.
Oh, apparently Kuato isn't a language anymore. Gotcha.
I speak Elvish and Sylvan.
I've got
Yeah.
undercom.
I really, really liked the days when everyone had their own little racial language. It really made it feel like you couldn't talk to anyone without a little bit of magic, which is fair enough. That's how real life works.
Yeah, where's my tabaxi language?
Where's my cat language? That's just meow. Except the cats don't.
Yeah,
meow
which Talon really hated using.
meow.
Yeah.
You know, like meow. Don't know what else makes me.
I mean, I think I could have more languages because of my intelligence mod, but
Point
there's
is-
no reason Ashleen would learn that.
An angry procession of some gnarly-looking dudes comes from the north. Now, whereas most Kuatoans are wearing pretty plain and modest attire, these fuckers are decked out in, you hope those are preserved. Like, they wear octopuses for a hat, manta rays as cloaks. They got a bunch of bones strapped to them in all kinds of places.
Got a
the
lot of
peop-
these fashionable idiots.
The people who speak Undercommon understand that they are yelling once more that they should let go of their free and wily ways and prepare for the coming of the Limogugun. And then they knock
Oh.
over a few pots and pans.
Well, that's
Rude.
I mean, they are declaring that a world of endless violence and turmoil is coming and that the peaceful ways are dead and done. And then they do the exact thing that they say people should be worried about.
exactly.
Like sensible prophets. You know, it's like, there's going to be hellfire as he lights a building on fire. Look at all the misfortune caused by fate, not me. Point is, do you have any opinions about this?
I'm currently being juggled. So,
Well, I mean, I assume I would stop juggling when the no fun gang slides in.
I think I'm gonna hurl.
And then
Well-
you see a fairy fly past you to go talk to them.
Oh God. I feel like
Oh.
I'm holding the goblin watching this. Like, no, oh God.
Just upside down by the ankle. Just
I let you go, by the way.
ow.
Hey, you, she says, flying around. Hey, listen. She's just, at the moment, trying to get their attention.
Now that you're close enough, you can tell that they are that what you thought was paint. Because of course they have war paint. Is probably blood because it's way too runny to be an oil or fat-based paint.
Blood is like the worst war
Hey,
paint. Dries
you
like
got
so
something on your
fast.
face. It looks dirty. You should, probably clean that off.
They yell something about how in the coming age of death and despair, one must be willing to do anything to intimidate their foes. And they have these big, fat, they're kind of like man catchers, and they snap them at you like a crab would snap its claws at someone.
She narrows her eyes. Are they still speaking Undercommon?
Yes.
She narrows her eyes. What?
I mean, they sound like fish.
So, I slide over and very subtly try to reach for the fairy to try to.
She
kinda-
pokes you and teleports you 10 feet back.
You know you get a will save on that if you don't want that to happen.
I'm gonna will. I'm gonna will save
Oh,
because clearly I don't. Where's my will save?
It's a wisdom save, you dummy. It's on your attributes page.
Okay. All right. Can you beat up?
Womp.
Womp.
I got this. Womp. So,
Goblin, cat, you wanna?
she starts trying to speak. How time you type it?
Goblin, cat, points at the
I kinda-
notch. You wanna?
I-
Gotta yell at the Isling and say I'm pretty sure they're insulting you.
Would anyone here describe themselves as the kind of person who would look past a crowd that's gathered in front of them?
well, as a performing wrestling, I would look at like the entire crowd.
Excellent.
As
Abigail,
someone
I'm
who's
over the
short.
crowd right now.
Then you would see this behind them. There's like this fancy
Ugh.
altar that's like a short distance back.
ugh.
You see this idol, which is probably the lemon guy that they're talking about. Although it's this they really just took two dried out squid husks and put them on top of some. You're not sure who that is. There's also what's his name? Duergar, one of those evil dwarf guys strapped to the altar.
Oh,
That's
so it's worse than the picture.
Oh, yes. He's alive currently, but judging by the fact that he's strapped down to something that looks like a sacrificial altar, in any definition,
Wait, so Duergar was one of our guys, right?
Yeah, we had a group of them with us, like the
that
Gamble
our guy?
twins, the King Man.
actually, who of you? Well, no. Let me. Apparently, listen. Just because they don't have white skin doesn't mean that they're all Duergar.
Oh yeah, a couple of them were.
Oh no, we're not doing this.
Actually, nobody with you is a Duergar.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
there were
Bupido is a
deep,
Darrow, which is close.
yeah, deep gnomes and stuff, and
Orc.
there's a lot.
Well, you used to have a drow. You have a plant baby and two deep.
We did
gnomes.
lose the drow.
Yeah,
Mm.
Duragar are the dwarves, right?
Yeah.
Who could come,
Like-
come invisible or become large.
Is there any way to creep closer to the altar without being
I
noticed?
mean, I could be distracting them.
Currently,
You're
as
definitely
like-
being a distraction.
currently,
I'm flittering around annoying them.
just making
Go ahead,
sure that the
Safi.
weather cleared. Well, as I was going to say, because you're a surfacer who's being all prissy prancy fancy, the people around the altar start congregating around you, yelling about how your time will come. And
I understand.
this continued increased aggravation is causing. It doesn't make you feel good. It feel.
Yeah.
How to explain this? You know how the Feyres is this weird magic gobbledygook?
Mhm.
You feel as if something on a whole different level of reality is shifting by this frustration that they are expressing.
If
It's a
she
lot of
goes
emotion.
Jean Grey on us, we have another problem.
I summoned the Phoenix.
I don't know if this is the time and place for that. Anyway, a little goblin is trying to sneak over to there.
There's
I,
a person clearly trying to be like.
Can you
You
give
know,
me a
sac-
stealth check to see how well you managed to get there before one of the worshippers notices that some little heretic is trying to crawl over there?
One way you can describe me.
You managed to keep clean out of sight and crawl up to the altar. Now that you're close, you can tell that the Duergar is he's definitely been beaten. He's got some of those blue bruise spots on his body, and two, he probably hasn't eaten in a while.
Rude.
Hey, buddy, you conscious?
You get a groan back, a half-conscious kind of groan.
That's my favorite kind of groan.
That's a weird thing to say.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Groan twice if you're in a good enough state to make an escape.
You get a yes.
That's what I'm talking about.
Lower
No.
effort on my end? Hell yeah.
All right. So while you try to figure out how to cut these ropes loose without bring too much attention to yourself, in the meantime, a fairy, a robot, and a cat are dealing with a crowd of angry fishmen.
What is Abigail doing this? Because we haven't gotten Abigail's input.
Abigail, what are you up to?
Well, Abigail's watching Kenny, and like she doesn't understand, the language obviously, but she sees the entangled dude, and she's contemplating options. But if Kenny can't get the guy free, she can think of a way to get him free.
So what are
And
you
that's
doing?
about it.
Okay.
She's just keeping her option open just in case Kenny cannot, untie.
Yes.
Yeah, keeping
Just
an eye on
chilling.
Planning.
So what did the robot and everything up to? You got a whole angry crowd to deal with.
Yeah, like I'm you know what? I have an idea.
I'm
gonna-
slowly going upward, getting
I'm
a
gonna-
little
Char
distance.
is, by the way, providing some moderate translations, but at some point they yell at him that he is a false prophet of death because he's promoting peace in times of war, and they start throwing shit at him too, so he just shuts up at some point too.
Okay, I got it. Since having a time, we need a distraction. I'm going to be distracting. I'm doing another performance check if I can.
Okay, what the fuck is a performance check?
Oh,
like-
oh, right. Oh, okay,
exactly
right.
you do.
I need to ask you. Okay, I want to be very distracting. Like, be like, hey, behold, because I'm Tanya, the bold.
Now,
I'm
the thing is, Claire, you're in a very sensitive social situation. So it's rather important that I know how you're grabbing their attention.
Yeah, you,
Because if you're
you
showing
can't
off
just
feats
say
of
I want to
strength,
distract.
that's very different from you just loudly yelling back to keep the conversation going.
Oh, okay.
Be specific, Claire.
Yeah. I'm going to juggle the candelabra again because I still have this. I don't.
It's a dance off, bro.
You know,
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna dance and perform.
I
and
like
it's gonna
how
be
you're
a-
dealing with effectively a crowd of Karens, and you think that the way to distract them is not to angrily yell back and keep the conversation going, but to start juggling.
Yeah, I'm kind of a sappy here.
I'm curious
Mm,
to see where this goes.
What's
yeah,
the
you
end
actually.
goal of this?
You know what?
Okay, I
Just
dialed
give
it
me a
back.
performance check, Claire. Let's see how your juggling impacts these fine people, if that's what you want to go with.
Actually, no. I get what you're saying. It's this is a good situation. I want to protect the fairy. I'm gonna stomp at them and use intimidate.
Well, that's a big. So, well, all right. I guess that technically qualifies as a specific kind of action. You're making a big ruckus.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna
Why
make a
not?
ruckus because
Well, roll me
this
the
is a loud
intimidation then,
match.
baby. Let's see
Yeah,
if
this is a
your
loud
ruckus
match.
actually gets to them.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a ruckus.
Because at this point, you probably have at least one fish flapped at you.
Make
Well.
a big old ruckus at them.
As you make a big old ruckus. The remaining ones near the altar suddenly storm over. How good are you at dodging a variety of fish being thrown at you?
Me?
Yeah.
You know,
you drew more attention.
yeah, I drew the intention. I was like, yeah, I did
Yeah,
I did what I
so-
wanted.
How good are you at the fish then?
I could probably take a few fish being thrown at me. Also, guess what? All part of my plan. Free oil.
They also snap those big mandible claw things at you,
Yeah,
made of bones and sticks.
They ain't scared by the big robot.
Big fairy lady. It's starting to feel kind of
Big.
nauseating. This vibe that's hanging in the air.
Yeah, you actually notice, baby Claire, since you're involved with the fairy, that she actually is getting concerned looking at this.
Do you feel the flames within your soul rising?
So she actually flitters back nearby and starts rapidly telling you something that sounds like something bad is going on, something magical bad.
Okay.
Hmm.
With all these distractions and thingamaboobers going on in daily life, lady, who is small and green, thou hast
That's me.
untieth a dwarvish man.
Aha! I'm gonna kind of signal him to follow me, like give a signal over to Abigail, like, guy's safe. And then kind of go off somewhere to hide with him.
He
It's
leans
probably not
on you
gonna
because he is in a bit of a bad state, but he does seem to be
Yeah,
able
I'll
to move along at a decent clip.
give him some support.
and with
Maybe.
my big Angie stomp and the fairy having a time, and Abigail doing that thing where the kids do at restaurants where they're leaning against the wall.
Could you roll me another stealth check to see if you can make your way out with disadvantage because you're hucking around this tired man?
What do I do to do disadvantage?
It's one of the two shifter.
Just
Well,
check
either
with
way, just take the
advantage.
lower one.
Was that shift?
Yeah, that was shift.
Then I think the rule to remember is that shift makes things uppercase, which is bigger, and control is used for functions because things are going bad.
Let me try control.
Nah, it's good.
Okay,
We'll
so
go
Yeah.
it's
with 11.
control.
It is control.
Unfortunately, while you were able to keep your profile down, the slumping man behind you is unfortunately a little more visible, which is ironic considering the fact that most people, though the Duergar, could turn invisible like a bunch of chumps.
Probably not when you've lost a lot of blood and are very hungry.
I imagine it's one of those things you need to be in the right state of mind for, yes.
Yeah.
As the crowd turns, they let out this unearthly screech of anger that they have been had.
Uh-oh.
Oh crap! Stuff's going on over there.
Don't worry about it. Keep limping forward. Don't worry about it.
You crawl your way through the passage off to the side.
Nothing to see here,
Uh,
folks.
Does the magic in the area feel like I can actually use it, or will it act weird?
You're not in a wild magic area yet, but you are definitely feeling like something is going to happen that's way worse than the Feyres ever can be.
Okay, I'm going to roll a d10.
So, Canny, since you were close to like the surface, the edge of town,
Okay.
off in the distance, in the corner of your eye, there was this glowing spot in the water where bubbles come out. Which, to be fair, you are in a place where volcanic activity is expected. That place, which is a couple 100 feet out of town, doesn't stop being as it like the bubbles get louder, loud enough that everyone else starts hearing it, even at the shore. Like
But I'm
imagine
trying to be loud.
a massive bubble bath.
Hey guys, I don't think the water's supposed to be doing that.
Real quick, I'm making a mass fog cloud in front of us so we can not be thrown at.
I mean, I don't think they're throwing at you because everyone who likes the lemon guy turns towards the waters and starts screaming in excitement.
But
Uh-oh.
why are they excited?
Well, they're running towards
That's
the
a
water,
bad thing if they're excited.
I think we should run away from the water.
and they huck themselves right in.
I'm gonna go grab our buddy Fishman. Be like, let's go. Let's not be here now.
Clasp my hand. Hey, everyone, the problem just solved itself. All right, cool. We
I
should get out of
mean,
here.
I very much appreciate that you're going on the run. I guess you won't see what happens to the people who jump in the water, but what you
I
do
mean-
see as you take the whole gang with you, are you picking up any
Well-
of the random fish and stuff around? Because like most of the Kuoto are
No,
just...
we're not ditching the town. We're getting some distance.
Well, that's fair enough. You get some distance then. Just a
I
little
want,
bit.
I want to see
There is a
what's going.
frenzy happening at the shoreline, which you can sort of see from here. And lots of body parts of Kuotoa fly out of the water.
Oh.
It's like piranha, really.
Did they
Okay.
just jump into a blender?
So I'm just going to give you the name of this because it's one of those names where I would say, fuck you, Paizo. Because holy shit. I don't know who named this thing, but I
Oh.
need him fired right now. I say that, but I think these fish have existed since at least 3rd edition. It's the Ictix Axitl. Kudos if you can pronounce this on the first go.
Let me have a look at it.
They're murder manta rays.
Why is that?
Oh,
there?
hell yeah. Look at that thing.
Why'd they jump into it?
Probably
Probably
some
because they really,
Ictihoctical.
probably because they really like the other guy who comes out.
Also,
It'd be
why is
Ictihoctical.
The young archpriestess, who you've not really talked to personally, jumps on top of the little altar and it's just like excitedly looking over the water. The large bubbling brew glows with a bright red light.
The brew in the altar?
No. Like the big bubble bath in the distance.
Is the altar doing anything?
The altar is just an altar.
Yeah.
If that was doing
Like
magic.
it hasn't been doing anything special or specific.
Okay.
Now, what rises out of that bubble bath is this immense figure whose shape is hard to discern because it's the dark lake and everything is super dark. It emits light on its own. Like what this thing is, you can clearly tell that it's No, those are two heads on one body. And it
Oh.
is what science will tell you is like bigger than a house.
Fucking creepy.
Oh,
How big is this thing in terms of size? I think this thing is gargantuan. No, he's just huge. Wow, you're fucking lame. Well, he's as big as a giant then, which is indeed as big as a house. Point is, a few 100 feet in the distance, this motherfucker rises out of the water, surrounded by steam as his mere presence causes the water to boil.
oh.
Wow.
You can only vaguely make out its shape because, you know, all you can see is the parts of him that glow and the parts that pass in front of the glow. And it's constantly shrouded in steam. It starts to move towards the village. And Shushar seems to be completely shell-shocked. In fact, most people you're with are like, holy shit.
Shushar. Pat. What thing? I want to know what
the hell
thing.
is that?
He's
So-
just
Actually, is there any way I could try to identify it?
I could try. I think my
I have-
scouting.
I got expert arcana and trained nature.
I think this is more a religion thing.
I don't have religion.
Also, additionally, for you specifically, you are, I think it's called poisoned. You are feeling hella fucked up by this. What this thing exudes is antithetical to what you are.
Yeah, you actually notice that Asheline is standing on the ground for once.
I pick the ferry up and we back the heck out of there.
How far away is it?
It's in the ocean. Like it's
I think it's coming towards the
So it.
the
Oh my
shoreline,
goodness.
Claire,
Okay,
is what Safi said.
here's another cool picture of it because that art is way too fucking clean. I like my demon lords nice and grungy, thank you.
Nice and
you know,
sloppy.
so do I. That's why Beef Burger exists.
I want that motherfucker to look like he doesn't like a gross ass bitch. I don't want him to look like some prissy princess who gets his fucking nails done. I want his teeth to be in weird places and to look like he needs a dentist.
I want him to look like he would make a mess everywhere he sits.
With hair coming out of places he didn't even think hair could grow.
Excited.
Yeah. How far out is it? Just like
It was out like 200-ish feet, but it moves at like 50 feet and seems completely unimpeded by the fact that it's waist deep in water.
once it's close enough, I want to get some information
Like
from it.
even right now, it's whipping at the water and causing big sprays to shower the village.
Guys, I
you
think
want to
that
get
thing-
closer? How about we get not closer? Get the
think
Yeah,
hell-
you actually notice that Asheline is having trouble moving at the moment.
That's why I'm
She's
picking
looking
the
at
ferry.
bad.
She looks at her hands and she's just actually fade from existence. Like, oh, that's not good.
Back to give you
She
peace
is actually
sign and
feeling
out.
like. I wish that was what she's doing. She's feeling visceral pain from that thing's existence.
Well, then
yeah,
take
I'm,
Aisling away and I'll follow.
all right, sure. Abigail, you just do what you do. I'm taking the ferry and going to McDonald's or something.
Luckily, Ront is more than willing to throw Shushar over his shoulder.
Yeah. And I'll help with the dwarf guy.
So I just run a little bit closer to it.
Oh,
It's
so I
all-
grab a fish.
What do you want to do by being closer to it?
I just want to know,
Effing perish.
I want to know it's like immunities, like resistances,
Okay,
vulnerabilities.
go ahead and use your scout and tell me what your roll says.
Alright, it'll be
Don't be shy. You can always spend a hero point to make an advantage.
intelligence. Okay. Yeah.
I actually made it. Holy shit.
Nice.
Let's take a look.
I love that answer and everything. Holy shit.
Let's take a look. You learn damage vulnerabilities, none. Damage resistances, cold, fire, lightning. Damage immunities, poison, bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magical attacks. Condition immunities, charmed, exhaustion, frightened, poisoned. This thing does not give a shit about most things you throw at it.
I have one spell that can hurt it.
Alright, now that I know that information, haste on myself.
Now that you
run
know
back.
this information, you get to roll me a wisdom save.
Oh.
Your
Oh,
mind
knowing
is
the unknowable.
burned.
Well,
Hey!
20.
on the plus side, your close examination doesn't cause you to go insane or look at its eyes long enough for it to fuck you up. But hey, at the very least, you know that it's a bad idea to look straight at this thing without a little bit of prep work first.
You know,
Yep.
crazy thing, I knew that from looking at it for maybe half a second, and I didn't even get a good look at it.
So
Like I said,
during
I'm
your
hasting
stare,
and running.
while you're looking at it, there's two things you need to know. One, looking at this thing too long drives you insane. Its presence is that of such chaotic energy that soaking it up in your brain causes your brain to reconfigure itself. To be specific, the things that he tries to put in there are thoughts of extreme violence, paranoia, and thinking you're a system. You know, there's someone else in there too, who might not be nice. Its gaze, which, you know, you looked at it closely, you probably saw its eyes directly at one point. If you look too long at it, like if it looks at you and you look at it, then its gaze can do anything from, you know, causing you to petrify in place to making your head spin too much to it gets to control what you do. What it really does is that you take actions that are complementary to what it's trying to do. So,
Yeah, yeah. But why?
Well and
So-
truly above our pay grade. Let's leave.
Going.
Like,
I have one spell that will not be resisted.
so
I'm hasted. I'm already ahead of you guys.
what'd you learn? What'd you learn, Agabel? Oh my god!
That's scary.
What'd you learn?
Screaming.
Everything you felt from 500 feet away, Aisling.
Eldith and most of the others do voice one particular opinion, which is that the water can't be too much more dangerous than staying anywhere on land near that thing.
Water boiling!
Well, the water around it is boiling.
Are
We
we
need
getting on a boat?
We need, you know, suddenly we need to get on a boat harder and like go out of its direction. I was thinking about
The idea
helping
that
these
everyone here
people.
has is that if you go past it, you're behind it, which is a
And
lot better
it's-
than trying to go on foot.
I
Yeah,
also
we
don't
can't
think it knows
outrun
where
it.
we are.
In case you
Well,
forgot,
we're-
this thing is faster than you by a significant enough margin that if you move over land and it's at all moving in your direction, you better cross your fingers.
Yeah,
Okay.
Well, I
we
mean, we have
can't
one
outrun
person who can cast haste, and I can
Point-
teleport.
Yeah, points at person who is not our passed out man. Boat.
Well, does
But-
anyone here have
Yeah,
religion?
we'll get on a boat, I guess, and just go around the giant, death thing.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
are
easy
there
to
any-
do.
boats available.
Well, yeah. Despite the fact that these creatures can easily just, you know, fucking swim, they seem to be amphibious in nature. You can't. They have lots of boats. Shushar
yeah,
could probably tell you all about how it's a cultural heritage thing, but he's unfortunately kind of catatonic. So he'll
I mean,
talk to you all
can
about it
walk, but
later.
We use cars.
Commandeer whichever one looks the fastest, and they can carry all of us.
You commandeer a bunch of
Throw
boats.
Throw some barrels of fish and shit from the docks onto it.
These boats are not big enough for all of you, so you have to commandeer a few of them. But luckily, that's easily said and done.
I'm a pirate. This is what I do for a living.
Whatever the hell. So those manta ray things are flopping onto land to try and eat people that are on land.
Everything is just going into suck mode. Is what's going on here.
I'm just gonna.
God,
take
I
this-
hate it down here.
I'm just gonna take this suck dial and just slowly turn it all the way to 11.
What was this place called? You know, as the thing gets, Floopadoop just changes.
This place is a very special name. It's called Hell.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's not Sloopadoop anymore. It's
Wet hell.
Dump
Hell.
dump.
Slip-a-dip.
Yeah,
By the
you'll
way,
notice that the fairy's barely even conscious on you.
I'm holding the baby, and it's just like
Why you like this clever?
I have to look. She is small and she's cute, but hey, don't worry. I'm watching Abigail too, who I'm just assuming just doesn't have good sleep because of.
Jim Jar makes
Rocking back and forth.
as you get a little further, Jim Jar's like, okay, who wants to make a bet we're gonna see that thing again before we get anywhere safe, huh? Bet you
God,
$100
oh,
gold
God.
on it.
Absolutely, this isn't the last we've seen of that thing.
Oh, don't be so negative about things. Maybe you'll win and I don't get the win. Who knows?
Oh no,
Though
babe.
unconscious, the fairy has flipped him off. She is
Abigail-
actually in excessively bad mood.
Abigail, like, regresses.
Eventually, Salubaldoob is nothing but a glowing massive mass throwing buildings around in the distance as you see the crackle of wires getting snapped and light sources tossed around. This thing has a presence that is akin to, because it's a massive creature of chaos and evil, it has an ambient feel that is worse than Feyre's when it comes to wild magic. Which is to say that being close to him, you basically always get some wild magic. It fucks it up.
Yeah, it's pure
And seeing
chaos.
as I am a being of wild magic,
Yeah,
Indeed.
no wonder you felt sick.
Yeah, like I said, I'm holding the baby. Gotta go to McDonald's.
Luckily, with your few boats, it's easy to keep rowing throughout the night and day. The real benefit there is that you can get some decent distance without needing to carry people around the whole way.
I wake up at
Wait.
some point.
Presumably.
Since these are like small boats, are we sleeping on them?
We'd probably have to at least once.
I'm
It takes you
assuming
4
that
days
we.
to get the Grackelstück.
Yeah, it's a bit of a distance.
We'll sleep
Well,
in
yeah.
shifts.
Well, I assume what we do is we kind of lash the boats together into kind of one super unit boat.
Probably.
Alright then. You tie the boats together, creating a bigger surface area raft. How nice. I'll give you points. That does make it a little easier to sleep and keep everything going and keep the rowing and sailing on a good clip.
Well, yeah,
Okay.
because like one false we go to sleep moment and everyone's like 200 miles away suddenly. They're like, oh, or
In fact,
worse,
once you-
Abigail wakes up.
Once you have gained a
Sorry.
few miles of distance between yourself and like the thing is vanishing in the distance and darkness is nothing but a speck. The screams and loud noises of buildings getting thrown about does in fact stay audible even at this distance. So
Yeah.
whoever's taking first sleep shift is not going to be sleeping too well for a bit.
Yeah.
Darklake
Well,
is about what you were told by Shushar it is. It is a black pearl surface, mostly perfectly smooth, except where there's there's height differences and water drips down and everything. For the most part, it is mirror smooth, with a variety of large columns, stalagmites, stalactites, everything you need and want to make this place look like you are a little mouse in a human cave, as it were. You feel tiny, like a little baby man.
Okay, here's the real question. How are we gonna direct ourselves?
Well, there are oars
Yeah.
in the fucking boats.
Yeah,
No, I mean
we're rowing.
we're in a dark cave with the pitch black, water, no stars, no moon, no sun.
okay, so I'm gonna look at you seriously out of character across the imaginary D&D table.
Yeah.
We've been in the Underdark for like a week. There are no stars, honey.
Exactly. That's what I mean.
Is that freaking you out now?
No,
No.
I mean
Yeah, in order to pilot a ship, you need optics.
Navigate, Bella.
Ah, Oh,
Yeah.
Navigate, Claire.
okay. I get what you're saying now.
Using the stars and skies to chart a course. We don't really have that down here.
What you do have
Oh, no.
are myriad landmarks and milestones.
Yeah, it's not. Or with
I-
someone who's from down here, Bella. They know how to get across.
By the
Yeah.
way, did you take that Duergar with you, or did you just kind of leave him to his own fate when you were done?
Yeah, it took
Well-
him with us.
I assume
Well,
throughout the
nice.
moment he kind of came with us.
I guess that means you have a friend, although he needs a nap before we can introduce him proper.
Oh, we have a few friends.
I like to
Yeah.
think he's been like unconscious and has no clue about the horrors that we've like just escaped from. He's gonna wake up like in the Skyrim cart.
He probably passed out as soon as he
I
touched
finally
the
wake.
ground.
As soon as he had a spot he could put his head, he probably just like.
We
Yeah.
thought we lost you there.
Yeah, once he
Zonky-onky.
wakes.
Yeah, he didn't see what we saw.
There's a
And
surprise.
after a while, I am conscious now.
There's a surprising amount of
I will also take a long rest.
Duergars out there. I'm actually taking a look at it. It's kind of weird. Dude, what the fuck are half of these things? I like this one. We'll go with that one.
So we got a long rest, right?
Yep.
Cool.
Well, not really.
Okay.
Your first day before you actually get to. Well, actually, yes. This is like your end day of day 8. That's when you arrive.
Okay.
With these barrels of fish, you'll have food for a couple of days. It might just last you until you get to Gruckelstuk, at the cost that it's going to taste like absolute shit when you're there with how fast this is rotting. But hey, you'll have yummies in your tummies.
Yummies are
Yeah.
good.
I love
I'm
it when the
living off the
ragdoll turns into
mushrooms.
those fucking jumping jack dolls. Turns those
Yeah.
wing limbs out, baby.
Just go limp.
We've entered the part where everything just goes in fast forward mode. Which is to say, I'm not going to narrate everything. Is there anything you want to do on your little trip when I discuss or anything before we get to the part where I just run you through what happens along the way?
I look at Abigail and it's like, so what did you see, really? And I'm sure, what? I'm assuming she just keeps saying eyes.
Pain. Endless pain.
Chaos.
I'm here to destroy chaos.
Ashleen occasionally flies off to go up into the higher areas to look around because she's afraid of that thing showing up.
Good call. Kenny's probably focusing on sailing. This is what she does, and it's keeping her mind off whatever that was that we just ran
Also,
into.
if any fish like swim by, I cast slow on them to catch them. Just like, no.
Keeping your mind off it. You're just like, I'm fishing. I'm a fisherman now. You seem kind of traumatized. I'm a fisherman. Fisherman cat.
What's Amy got with that boy? Don't beat him up. It's rude.
Well,
Yeah.
he
So-
startled her.
Also, we'll get to know more Duragar friend. Who is they?
Indeed. Fucking indeed. Unfortunately, I need a name. Let's give this
Duragar.
guy a name. I like this name a lot. Let's settle on that one. When they come to, he says that his name is Garum Rockrest, and he would like to know to whom he owns the pleasure of his salvation.
Well, it was Kenny, the
The goblin.
Yeah,
captain.
Well,
you're welcome.
But most people currently on your boat are ambivalent to the proceedings, except for Shushar, who is, the nice guy. Eldith does not seem to like the fact that you're here with a naughty dwarf. To the point that she has, dropped, subtle hints of, we don't need another mouth to feed, he can take care of himself, etc., etc.
Wooden roll.
And is she saying that in anything I would understand?
Eldith is speaking clearly in common.
Ashleen is not happy about that. She does not like racism at all. And also, that thing happened. Screw you.
Yeah, no, so
Yeah,
we're,
if she
we're not,
does drop those hints, she gets in the face.
Yeah, we're not gonna we're not gonna do any prejudice stuff right now. This is the non-prejudice crew.
Hey, listen,
Eldith.
This
wait.
is the tolerance boat.
Eldith tries to present a reasonable argument, but then she realized that you're going to Gracklestrook, and she's like, you know what? You'll see what I mean when we get there. You'll be sick and tired of these guys before you get to sleep there one night.
Wait, wouldn't it be reasonable for us to just bring a Duragar to Gracklestrook then? If it seems like that's their place?
She's going by racism logic, Bella. She don't think too far ahead, actually.
Racism makes your brain turn
Yeah.
off.
But lady, I'm thinking 2 days before, you idiot.
The racism makes you put your child in the hands of a drug dealer who's going to sell him off for cash instead of with the nice black man in a suit.
I mean, I'm going to, yeah, but that's not the point.
Listen, we're all escaped convicts of some description.
Do you
We
tell
kind
him
of need
that?
to stick together at this point.
I mean,
I mean,
Well,
yeah.
I mean,
there's kind of a difference between you are arrested by a semi-official authority and you're taken in for a blood sacrifice. I'd say, but who am I?
I mean,
I don't think
when
the
you
Underdark
escape
has.
captors,
I mean, the thing is, surface side, there are, centralized government structures. That's the thing you need to remember. Waggles my finger. Like, we're playing this in a high fancy setting where, you know, people have electricity and massive train networks. There are centralized governments and institutions that respect each other's authorities to some extent. Whereas down here, it really is more of a free for all, and people pay lip service to the idea of, oh, I respect your government, and they shoot you in the foot.
Yeah.
Point is, this fine fellow seems to be amiable. I mean, he speaks in polite tones, using fancy words. Gorm
So-
Rockquist claims that he is one of the Keepers of the Flame, which is part of an organization that works in Gracklstrug. For apparently one of the big boss mans around there. There's a dragon that lives down there, apparently, and he works for that guy.
Oh,
Indeed.
Where's for dragon?
Interesting.
Okay.
Just out of character, do dragons normally live down this deep?
I
Are they
mean, it's a
normally
fucking
more...
weird place for them to live. Given-
Yeah, like, that seems weird.
I mean, it might live down here because it found a cushy job or something.
Yeah, it's a summer home.
Maybe it's like
Makes
a
sense.
gem
I get
cave.
Like, don't forget, this is all tight passages, which means that if it knows how to use its breath weapon a bit, it can be a very easy, like, dissuasive tool. And that makes for
Yeah.
easy living. Because you're like, oh, just pay me money to sit around and be scary. Man, this is easy.
Solid trade-off. For
Also-
not being able to...
You get the impression that the way that he describes his boss, that it's not a... He could use a diet.
Ah,
he did.
I'm
I
gonna look
see.
up the picture because I need to know the name for 1 and 2. I think that he's fucking hilarious that even in his avatar you can tell that he's a bit chubby. Oh man, I love this. This big boy, he's so chubby! Ugh, Hall of Sacred Scrolls. Yeah, Themberchaw. Look at that neck, baby. Nothing but neck on this guy.
Oh, that's a big chumpus. Look at him.
I love it.
Rotund.
I appreciate that the way that he's introduced this, his massive body gives the distinct impression that he's over it, indicating eating habits that don't bode well.
we just meet him and he just like right in front of us is just scarfing down like the fantasy game equivalent of Twinkies.
But Mr. Gorm will actually tell you that the reason that they have a dragon is mostly because he stokes the flames of the royal furnaces and forges. After all, dragon's fire supposedly makes for finer weapons and armor. Not to mention
So-
that he's been around for a while and they have records of like deals and agreements, but it's all kind of wishy-washy at this point in terms of who's left to talk about it.
So, how did you end up on, the fish folks' bleeding bed?
Oh, well, actually, he was on his way to go purchase some fine slaves at Velkenvive. He heard that they recently acquired some new ones, but he thought he might have been too late and they were already on the train by this point. Along the way, he ran into some Kuatoans who normally, they're... The most of them you saw were like the peaceful kind, where you can shake some hands, say hello, and then they talk a little bit too much about leaving behind your material possessions, like vegans and stuff.
Oh,
But instead, they threw a net at him. Turning invisible doesn't help much when there's a net on top of you.
Here's this gif is Ashleen during this.
Yeah, just the slavery mention, like, oh, ooh.
Turns out
Uh,
Kua found a new god.
Yeah.
Well,
I think a
that's
lot of
like-
them met their god. I felt their god. I
Worm.
don't like that god.
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
we-
the little net!
Sorry, you mentioned like they threw a net on me, and I
The
can't
classic
not think about
Claire,
this.
they stole your net.
They stole my net. Man, one day I'll go back to the net and on character. I'll make that my thing.
Here's how they caught him.
No, dog!
The dog is fucking loving that net.
I love the dog's just like
This
completely
is
unfazed.
amazing.
It's like
Just vibing.
Where did I go
tail
just
still
now?
wagging,
Anyway,
having a good time.
kids, what do you tell Gorm? Because he would like to know who you are, because you are surfacers, and you're on the fucking Dark Lake, which is a weird place for you to be.
That's Canny. She's the captain. I'm Abigail. In charge of fishing. Aisling is navigation.
What
Again,
the heck are you talking about?
again, to what does he owe the honor that apparently he's met the most quota meeting party of fishermen or something? all the inclusivity criteria met here. We even have an animal man who thinks he's a prince.
Honestly, there was a very long story that we ended up very deep underground, and we would like to not be. So we're
Yeah,
kind
we
of
need
We
find
got
this
grabbed. We got
Yeah.
grabbed, and then the drow were like, "You're gonna do things," and then they looked at me and they were like, "That one does magic. I don't like that one." And then I was
Don't-
like, "Sword."
don't tell him about that. I think he was trying to buy us from the drow.
Or, you
And
know,
then I
whatever
was
party was
like,
before you.
"Sword."
Considering the travel times involved, it's unclear what exactly the timeline there is. But so far, he seems to be interpreting things in a positive light, given how you saved him, and he doesn't want to make too much of a fuss with the people who are in the middle of a lake and he can drown.
Yeah.
He has intelligence and wits.
Yeah, he's
Dwarf-
smart. He
He's
realizes,
smart.
like, unlike the racist one, we can just kind of hold his head underwater for like 5 minutes.
Yeah,
I
dwarves
can
aren't
make
not good at
whirlpools.
swimming.
Yeah, you can do that. That's actually sicker, but well, wait, what's
Well,
sicker?
since apparently you have need of assistance, once you get to Gracklestrook, he'll organize a nice audience with Embertrod for you.
Oh,
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Is there a way to the surface?
Well, they used to have one up until recently.
Of course.
what happened recently.
if he says Dark God, his new Dark God, I'm gonna be.
Bupido, we'll love to tell you all about the Dark Gods. Yes, thank you. Well, God damn it, I think every settlement is basically plagued by some kind of demon lord. Like,
God damn it.
is there a section? Oh, here we go. Appendix D just shows me all of them.
Appendix D for demons.
Appendix D for fuckers.
Dipshits.
Well, they used to have an entrance, but this big guy with like goat horns, and he had this. What was it? It looked like a big knife, a cleaver, maybe. He caused a little havoc and closed the entrance to the surface, and he
Great.
started growing
Oh.
trees everywhere.
I'm a little thrown off by the tree part, but okay.
Yeah, the trees. What?
Actually, wait a second. When he said the tree part, I just sort of look at Aisling.
Her eyes light up.
What?
Like I
Tree?
idly just look at her like,
Why are you looking at me? Boy, slag. What you looking at?
You got the look of someone who would grow trees everywhere.
Point is, the normal access way to the top has gotten collapsed, and since the Feyres has caused it to smooth over, so they kind of forgot where it is. Not a big priority, anyway.
That's
Oh.
unfortunate.
Why is everything down here terrible?
It comes
Feyres.
right out.
Well, you know, the world is a chaotic place, and only near civilization do things settle down. I like that you're the one complaining about this, despite the fact that Feyres is basically an expression of what you are as a person, but taken to an extreme.
I'm angry.
Well, you know.
So actually, wait. Does that mean this thing is basically like Dark Aisling?
Potentially.
No, we're talking about the Feyres.
Okay.
And also, she's more angry being stuck down here where she can't see any of the nature things she likes.
It's all rocks and mushrooms and fish and
And
death.
that thing.
I'll
And
just
that thing.
illusion up a tree. Yeah, just
Listen, anywhere where that thing is not a good place to be.
You did that once first. She's gonna ask you to do it like every 5 minutes. I'm just saying, but
Point is, this fine fellow is willing to pull his weight where he can, and help y'all out with this whole business you got going on until he gets home.
Thank you.
Nice.
oh yeah.
He's glad that you're so extensively reasonable. And with
We're
that,
short on reason.
let's get to the
Yeah.
encounter schedule. Your morning is nice and calm, but towards the evening, you come across something quite strange. Despite it being called the Dark Lake, it is several bodies of water, which is why there are these big locks, like water locks. You know, like dams.
The CH kind of walk.
Yeah.
No, with a CK. A short distance up ahead, you see a waterfall that goes up, and there's this big, fat concrete structure next to it. like a, makes water go up and down. A water vader. A water lock.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also in front of it are a bunch of Kuatoa, who seem incapable of understanding how this machine works and are angrily throwing things at it, and then fishing it back up.
Odd.
Your navigations, which is everyone here and their ability to tell you where the hell you are in the Dark Lake, tells you that you're probably gonna have to take this one to get anywhere.
I,
Great.
I call out, hello, we're trying to pass through.
The Kuatoa turn to you, and then they start yelling and pointing at the Duergar in your boat, and then point at the lock.
What?
Gar-
Friend, do you know how to do this?
Yeah, do you have the key or something?
They probably think that I'm the one who operates the lock, which is fair enough. I'll need a hand, but you can help me, alright?
Yeah.
Sure.
So just
Yeah.
put us over there on that little protrusion with the ladder, and we'll climb up and see what we can do.
Or I
Alright.
could just teleport you.
I
Well-
would prefer you not try to do that.
Okay. She's just gonna fly up then.
He clambers his way up on the ladder. He does point
Awkward.
specifically the big robot to come and help him out, and the orc. He's gonna need some big hands for this.
My big hands
I'm
are
up there
ready.
because I want to see what's going on.
So this is the very typical kind of lock that you would see where there's water elevation differences to worry about. Big metal doors and some concrete that allow you to pour the water into the central basin and then out the other end to make the water go up or down, respectively.
Right.
Mhm.
So he checks the water level, and he's like, okay, simple as this. You, the one with the orc and the other one, you take that lever over there and start just spinning it rightward. That opens up the bottom lock. We need to let out a little extra. Then, once it's completely level, we get the boat in. Then we take the lever over there next to the other one, and we spin that one open, and slowly let the water in. Once it's full, we open it up, and voila. I'll just tell you what to do when we get there.
Yeah, I got my big hands are ready with the orc.
Can you give me an athletics check with advantage to see if this happens with any expediency? Because these Kuatoa have been noisy, and something might happen if you're not
Okay,
too fast about it. Now look at that. That's not advantage. You can click the plus button after hovering over to get advantage.
Yeah.
Joinks.
Oh,
Ah, that's advantage.
I gain extra arms.
With great efficiency and without... Yes, sluices. Look at those. Waterlock. Without also opening it too far as to create problems, you manage to get everything to work out just fine. The Kuatoa excitedly yell at you, and they would like to offer you something if you have need of assistance.
Oh.
These ones are
Cool.
not trying to kill us and/or summon a horrifying entity.
Yeah, the anti-Eichling.
After all, they
What
don't
do
see
we
too
call that
many
thing now?
random sailors of such a diverse bunch around, so they assume that you might need a little hand. After all, those surfacers look a little green about the whole lake thing.
Yeah, they have any like supplies or reinforcements for our boat? You know, whatever help. we
They
could
seem to have
get.
what you would expect fishing supplies to be: some nets, ropes, spears, and tridents. They seem to have caught
Handy.
some fish as well, although some of that fish looks kind of funky. They have a weird taste, it seems.
They got
Imagine
weird
like
taste, but hey,
anglerfish in terms of teeth and everything.
Abigail, look, you can become even more into the fisherman role and turn away from your your trauma as being a mage.
Now, while showing you this, they seem to be completely ignorant of the fact that they do have these big coils of kelp, but they don't seem to consider them tradable goods or anything worth giving.
Look at the kelp.
Want to make some
Probably have
sushi?
kelp for our friend.
It'd be nice to have
Help.
someone else that knows what they're doing.
You get a confused look, and they will throw this. The bundle of kelp, by the way, is like about the size of a small hay bale. One of those big rolls. And
Okay, so we got
smells nice and salty.
all right. We got some Eichling feed. So we're done.
Yeah, as soon as you get it, the fairy flies over, grabs onto it, and teleports herself and it onto the boat.
You're gonna scare like every native we come across. That or they're gonna think you're some kind of like exotic pet of some kind.
This is mine. Okay, thanks. Bye.
Iceling is like a Tamagotchi. You're like the only kid with a Tamagotchi at school.
Zoinks. You
hope you-
cards.
Hope you guys weren't planning on eating any of that kelp because it's probably gone now.
As your trip takes you down the road, a day passes, or at the very least, one of you takes a nice rest break. It's really hard to tell time when you sleep in shifts and just keep on rolling the whole time through.
Wait, do we actually even have to take shifts rowing? We have a robot that does get tired.
Hey, robot,
Who's
are you?
buff?
I mean, the problem is that this boat, all of them tied together, like, you need one on both sides, or you just have to.
Yeah.
Wait, I can't just. Also, I can't just like repeatedly work my engine constantly, whatever I'm powered with.
Yeah, there is a limit to how long you can keep doing this before you experience any of myriad complaints known. Like, you're not built for that. Let's just put it like
And
that.
we'd be twisting and turning, and it'd be really awkward.
Also, there's the part where, it's kind of disrespectful to ask a machine to just work nonstop.
Mhm.
Like, yes, I
Yeah.
can, but that's kind of rude. Pull your
It's kind
weight.
of dehumanizing.
Just because I'm a machine doesn't mean I have to do all the work. So a thing I noticed, by the way, is that the worm writhings area is almost entirely under a forest to the point that it matches up, and I wonder if it implies that all the worm feces are fertilizing the trees or something. Just a
Delicious.
thought that I had real briefly.
Circle of
I mean,
life.
That's how it works on the
The
surface.
circle of farts.
It's just bigger worms.
What if you had a worm, but it was bigger than normal?
Big spaghetti.
Your next day is going to be a little less nice. It's right about when, let's say, Abigail's sleep shift is over. Like, you get woken up. Up front is Eldith, who is still giving you a very judgmental look, even as she's sitting with Stool, who's just excited to be, like, on the water. He seems to be enjoying the fact that the ground is, like, waving side to side, because he normally stands with both feeties on the ground.
Oh.
You have had to take a small short break occasionally to give him some time to suck up the soil goodness, but other than that, it's easy to get eaten and grub when you're on the fucking river, a lake full of fish, even if the fish don't look so good. Point is, you get caught in some trouble, and it's not the kind of trouble where things are good, which is to say, whirlpool.
Iceling,
Wait, whirlpool?
yeah, whirlpool, the whirlpool, quick! I just hold her like a gun.
But let's actually put this into perspective. You're just sailing around the water. Let's say Tanya's busy. Tanya, as you're rowing, you can tell that your boat is veering off direction. But since you're the one feeling, can you roll me perception? Of all things.
Wait, since I'm the one rowing?
Let's see some
Oh
perception.
God! Why do you have to ask for that? Oh, that's actually
So-
not as bad as it could have been.
You're quite certain that if you were to get caught in like a rapids, you wouldn't feel this jerk at the bottom of your boat.
Oh, there's something untouched in the bottom of the boat.
Yeah.
I let everyone know that there's something fiddling with the boat.
I mean, they'll probably
As-
notice as the boat picks up speed towards this swirl of something.
Can I make a whirlpool on the other side? And counter it?
Yeah, that's quite an
Right,
idea.
so- I
Because I can
was
make
actually gonna,
whirlpools.
yeah, I was gonna say it'd be cool to counter the whirlpool, but then I had this thought of like you basically make two whirlpools, which creates like a death knell where
a
the boat,
tearing force.
tearing force with like two
Yeah,
whirlpools.
because I have water mastery and things, so I can manipulate water.
Also, your whirlpool might be smaller than the length.
It will be, but I'm hoping I can make enough to like keep us a little safe.
No, I don't want that either. Thank you. There you go. A nice whirlpool that you're getting drawn towards. By the way, your party is huge!
Yeah, we have a lot of people.
You got Pupido and Eldeth and Garum and Jimjar and Prince Darendale and Ron
Gara?
and Shushar and Stool and Topsy and Turvy.
And a partridge in a
we did make a
pear
we did make a super cool like combination boat, but it's probably still a little
Crowded.
just a tad bit.
Yeah.
Actually, we have a lot of small people too, though, and Iceland can fly, so
Just hang her off of it like a kite. And a partridge in a pear tree.
also Abigail, I'm just saying, like I like the idea of, like the small trauma you face, you just start and the fishing, you just start like dressing like a fisherman.
I'm sure I also felt a lot of trauma from that.
You just look back and I'm in like an
Hey.
actual illusionary fishing outfit.
Hey,
Well,
a metal
yeah.
person.
Yeah.
You ever had like the feeling of a rust monster inside of you?
No.
Good.
Avoid that fate.
Actually, it's just like she seems fine, but she just goes into like little grouchy tangents for no reason.
Yeah, she
So-
kind of might. She's never felt something that against her own existence.
You're like
So
a
the-
pissed off chinchilla.
So the bottom of the boat is being dragged by something?
Yeah, it's
Uh,
dragging us to.
In fact, I'm going to show you what exactly is going on in a momento.
Swear to God, if there's some Underdark monster whose whole like purpose in life is to like drag things to whirlpools, I'm gonna just find the creator of the Underdark and have a stern talking to with them.
Anyway, this fine fishy fellow throws himself on top of your boat and starts helping it towards that little old whirlpool over there.
Oh, he's
Freeze.
There's several.
There are several. Abigail, Tanya, it's your turn. Did you know?
Okay, well we're on the water, so I can't really. Oh well, wait, is this white space our boat?
Yep, that's
Okay.
pretty much all you can stand on without falling into the water, as water is wont to do.
All right, I slide on over to this jerk, and we're gonna have a talk. As I take a swing at him, like, no, good sir.
In the
wait,
old
target.
Dukem.
And I'm gonna take a swing. 19 hit.
Oof, its armor classes. 5e, you're not fooling me that this thing has 10 armor class. What the fuck kind of drugs are you taking?
So I hit it. Hell yeah.
Look at that fucking thing.
The 5e says I hit it.
No, it's supposed to be 13. I don't get this. I don't get these sheets not working.
That's oh, it's 13. Okay.
But you still
They
hit
still
it.
rolled 19.
Claire.
Okay, so then I roll
To grab
athletics
him.
to see if I grapple it. Yep.
Grab him.
I
DC
also boast to give everyone advantage.
DC 18, you've got him firmly grisped.
Yep, and since I grappled him, I boast
Boastfully.
with
What
what
boast?
was that boast called?
Well, if you check under features, you'll see all your boasts.
Features. It's not. Oh, exemplar. Yeah, I use exemplar. So all allies gain a bonus for their next attack roll advantage. Which honestly, with how many allies we got, that's pretty good.
Another comes from the waves. This one will employ a harpoon on little old Abigail.
Ha! You can't fish me.
And then he dies
Can't
back under
fi-
again.
Fisher lady.
Kenny.
I'm gonna summon my friend in the water.
Oh no,
Sorry.
your water friend has water.
Friend powers active.
100% friend.
And then I'll move over next to Tanya, I guess. And
Hi, Tanya.
I guess use my bonus action to. Well, everyone's already got advantage, so it doesn't really do anything. Just kind of.
Have
I
fun.
think that's it. Yeah, I'll just wiggle. Bonus action wiggle.
Zoinks.
Bonus action wiggle.
Sploosh, sploosh. The water gets tossed and turned. Eldith is firmly grisped. You know what? He'll sink those claws in a little bit while he's busy. Eldith has armor class higher than Tendo.
Oh, I zoomed out. There's more people. Okay, I got confused.
Yeah, there's 3.
There are quite a few, yes.
I had a little
There's
tunnel
another
vision
one we
going
can't
on.
see.
How far in were you zoomed?
Only all
On,
the way.
on myself and the fairy, the most important people
Tanya.
in my life.
You're so close to those big fat teeth, they tear into you.
Oh wow, and he gets fat damage too. Holy crap!
Here's a chummy Marrow, who would also like to grasp one of these small boys. Well, actually, no, it probably has a taste for Shushar, because that's more common feasting for it. Let's go for the known meal. And Shushar is also grisped. Ah!
Okay, we need to not let them grisp.
Abigail. They're trying to grab your friends and toss them in the water to speed up the making of that meaty soup.
Yeah, y'all have an advantage, so remember that.
Alright, so can I get close to the guy grabbing Shushar?
You can
Okay.
definitely squeeze past your friends, just like Stu and all are moving towards the center and they're getting out of the way.
Had the wrong
Yeah.
perspective.
Non-combatants are going
Yeah.
towards them.
Wheh. Alright, Dingleberry. Behold, my. I forget if I. Yeah, I have short sword +1, so. Sword.
That is a firm hit.
Yeah. Bonus action, I'll scout it to see what these guys are about.
Oh, I'll just tell you, there seems to be nothing special with them.
Okay.
They're just fish people, really.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Kotor.
And my secret starts with the illusion imbuement, so I can grant disadvantage
Oh
on any.
my. Garum tries to get himself a little bit of a distance before he decides to aid you by casting Bane upon these foul fiends.
Reaction! I know what I want.
Is your spellcasting modifier really fucking 10, you jackass? You became a priest and you can barely cast spells? Are you like this? I put my little hands in my little... Yep, no, it's 12. How the fuck is it 12? I think that 5e is just cheating on me right now, because its spellcasting ability is Wisdom, which is 10, its proficiency is 2. What the... Listen, 5e, if you're going to start cheating, at the very least cheat on the ability scores, you motherfucker. Point is, a charisma save for all these fine fellows. Well, apparently they're absolutely jack shit bad at them.
Wow. Man, if this
At
is
0.
if this was Pathfinder, they'd be so screwed.
Oh boy. Yes, luckily that works out for you. Bupido moves aside so the Prince Derndale can try to get Eldith back on the boat. I know, Bella, you're trying to learn the spell.
Nah. I figured since they had, failed, I'd just be like, nah.
Ront has acquired a fine new weapon that he likes to swing around. This extra long trident. Mostly because while it's entirely blunt on the tip because it hasn't gotten maintenance yet, it still functions as a good hammer, in his opinion.
Yeah. He's good at improvising.
Oh.
He's a master of improvisation. Also, he counts as an ally, so he does get advantage on that.
Yeah.
So he does clock the guy you're hitting there.
Dang that damage.
He's a big, strong boy. He eats his greens. Aisling.
Okay, so my trackpad's acting weird.
Zoinks.
Oh no.
So I'm gonna fly up to this guy. Yeah, why is it doing this? I'm gonna have to move to the other table so I can plug in my mouse. But I'm gonna fly up to this guy. And I'm gonna try to freeze him.
Brrr.
And since he is waterlogged, he gets disadvantage on the save, I believe.
Well, yes, he is. He just came out of the water. Although,
And is also grappled.
Since it's hydrophobic, I imagine the water washes off it relatively cleanly, but not in 6 seconds.
Yeah, nah.
Like, you gotta be slick McDick.
The moist.
Well, what's the save? What am I doing here, buddy? Whose dick do I gotta kick to get some answers around here? Low off by 1 with disadvantage.
Haha.
Let's see, he is restrained, which I think means he's gonna sink if you ever let go of him.
I'm not gonna let go. I'm gonna keep. You know,
Tanya.
I was
And
gonna chuck.
I'm not done. I'm also gonna stab him.
Ow.
Because remember, I can do that, and I get advantage on it.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
you already have advantage.
Also, it's the Feyre is still active, or are we out of that?
Oh wait, I also need to do my.
The Varez is wherever it is, just like the fog in England.
Oh no,
Uh-oh.
that's a wild magic.
Aren't you supposed to roll under with percentile dice?
Oh, okay, so yeah, I'm safe. And
Roll
then
the
my
swing.
sword,
Stibble
which
the app.
is
Advantage,
shift
don't
click.
forget. And that's it.
And just to see if I can get a critical, I get to re-roll that 15.
Zoinks.
Nope.
No.
Okay.
Tanya, what
All
do
right,
you do?
I'm gonna hit him. I'm
You got a
just
guy
gonna
who's
punch.
frozen solid.
Yeah, I'm just gonna punch at him because I have him grappled.
Yep.
So I'm going to, for some
Also,
reason, not
are
punch
we
him.
going with 10 as 100 or 10 as
It's got to be under,
10 is
so it's a 1 for me to trigger it.
well, that's why you use a D100, but generally 0-0 is considered 100.
Wow, the low roll and the extra damage.
You have advantage on that roll, by the way, so there you go.
Oh, okay.
Well, that was that. You sure got him.
Yeah, I'm keeping my hold on him.
Why, hello there. That one's for you, Tanya.
Does not hit. Oof, thank God.
So, the harpoon has a special feature attached to it. If you are not huge, if you are huge or smaller, you must succeed a strength contest, well, just a strength roll's good enough for me, or be pulled 20 feet towards them, into the water.
Okay, so that just met my armor class, so that hits me.
Yes, you take 8 damage, and you get to roll your strength.
All right, 1 second.
As the harpoon is in you for a brief moment, it not an attack, strength. Go to your attributes page and just click strength. The word.
Okay.
There we go. Yeah, no contest. You managed to hold your ground. In fact, you beat his DC by 10, which is nuts.
Does that mean I yank
No,
him
that's a
towards
strength
me?
save, not a. It still makes it, but come on, Claire.
Oh, it was just ability score. I got confused.
I said a
Wait.
strength roll, not a strength save.
Oh, okay. I'm dummy.
You are. Thank you. Kenny.
Doing a lot of effing damage to me though.
Okay. I'm gonna have. How far can he get? Probably a good idea to have them over there just in case. Them go over there and attack that guy. Just in case somebody gets pulled in, we have someone who can rescue them.
Sorry, I was up for a second there.
Ah, we all moved.
Did everyone
Wait,
just
why we
move?
move? Oh, the boat moved. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Water fiend smash.
And then I will stab this guy. Where is my sword? Stab, stab. Miss, miss.
You have advantage. It's restrained.
Oh, okay.
Also, you get like that
He's
cool reroll
frozen.
thing from fencing, right?
Yeah, I get a double advantage.
Yeah, we
Just-
both have that. Hell yeah.
Well, yeah, sure hit him for a nice 7. He's looking pretty rough.
And because it's surrounded by people.
It's down.
Nice.
Tanya, you're
Okay,
holding on to a big fat fishy meal.
Oh, I'm holding the corpse. What do you think it's time
The
for?
icy corpse.
Yeah, everyone. What do you think it's time for the big corpse?
For everyone
God.
to duck.
That corpse!
All right, it's time to chuck that corpse. I'm gonna aim it. This guy's already hurt. And I'm gonna throw it. Is that the strength check or athletics? I
When
keep
your turn
forgetting.
comes, we can figure out what you're doing, Claire.
Oh, I thought you said it was my turn.
You Jambus.
Your little friend gets attacked Dizzy.
No.
Hello, my friend.
Swift and
Friend
sweat.
has it gets both of those.
Are your save points correct? Because don't forget that they increase when you level up.
Must not be. What is the? How much does it increase by?
Good question. I don't know. Let's have a la la look see with conjuration. Water elemental companion. How many hit points does this fine gentleman get? He gets equal to his constitution modifier and 5 times your level.
Okay, so it'll be 23.
Zoinks. Abigail, you can attack of opportunity as this fine fellow moves back.
Yes, I do. Is it still an advantage or no?
The advantage only lasts for 1 round
Yeah,
for me.
only for the
Okay.
one attack, actually. 2 misses as he goes back and throws his harpoon with the intent of reeling you in to the water.
Ah!
Give me
Jeez,
a
those
strength
harpoons do
roll,
a lot of damage.
Abigail, DC 14. Well, on the plus side, you only take a massive hit as this big-ass harpoon hits you.
Yeah, like, oh my god, the damage these do.
Ouchie.
I wonder if they're made using the old rules for size, because, man, that's some damage. Abigail!
Yeah, like a low roll did 8 damage to me.
He's running.
He's running away. What do I have for
I can
running?
handle him.
I don't have anything for distance, unfortunately, so I'm just gonna slow him down. But like a +2 slow.
Alrighty, daddy. What am I looking at? Slowed.
Nice.
Well, it won't be moving around too much, and it has some difficulty actually doing much, but that's nice. Are you augmenting it in any way, or are you just sticking with the basics?
Yeah. I gave it the +2, so he can't do bonus action. He can
So
only do
he's
a
just
bonus action.
extremely slowed.
Yeah, just
When
like
will death come?
I think that means that he can't escape the whirlpool either.
alright.
Yeah, because the water's not moving slow.
Yeah. Can't swim fast enough.
Getting the
Fine.
roadblock.
It's just like a, what is it again? 30 feet? It's 60 feet actually. Let's throw some of this out there.
Sakura de Flame.
Ah!
These guys are just whiffing their saves.
Yeah.
Good, because their big, like, pointy sticks are really painful.
Actually, most of your friends do not, in fact, have the tools to deal with distance attacks, so go ahead. What do you do?
Well, there's one thing I'm really good at. It's called lasers.
Although, no, wait, you have Jim Jar, who has the little gosh darn crossbow.
Pew pew.
Also, I think I would have tried to get Sacred Flame since I needed distance. So,
Go for it.
which I believe is an intelligence saving
Against a
throw.
spell
Against...
DC, which is 10.
Okay, I got Sacred Flame,
You got it. You got it.
just in case.
Anyway. What is,
I
the
see.
fair we doing?
Okay, so does he fly over here? Oh. Alt click. Alt click. So you target these two, use a spell point. I'm going to do a double laser of
Double beams.
scorching ray on them both. And I'm going to use another spell point to augment it, so they also get exhaustion if they fail in con save.
I imagine that with the
'Cause
fact
I'm
that they're
giving
in
you-
ice cold water, they're probably doing all right.
This is called temperature shock.
Let's take a
Do you ever
la
jump-
look see. All right. Well, what are you blasting them with? Because I think you have to roll an attack roll or give me a saving throw.
Pew.
That's a dual meat.
Yay, I get a hero point.
And a hero point. Ain't that just nice? Tanda, you have a corpse.
Hell yeah, I have a corpse.
If you wait a moment, that other guy will pop out of the water.
Could prepare
Can I
your action.
wait? And yeah, can I wait to throw it at the guy when he pops out of the water?
Yeah,
Like as soon as he
sure.
does.
Hmm.
Okay, I'll ready
Yeah,
that
it
as an
is.
action. Oh hey, look, it's him.
Doug.
Catch!
Let's see. Where is the one that I'm looking for? Raktas. He's a large creature, so that's 1d10 plus your strength modifier. Roll me an attack roll using your throwing axis, your hand axis, because
Alright.
he's run out of designated ammo.
Oh, I can't. I ran out of designated ammo.
There, it no longer consumes ammo.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Oh, I just. I didn't
They
mean to
still
roll
hit.
too.
No, I was just making sure that it worked. Alrighty tidy then. Can you roll me a 1d10? Although I'll let you keep that
Yes.
10 if you somehow roll less than a 6 on that 1d10.
Why isn't? Okay, there we go.
Oof.
Oh.
That makes for 13.
So you hit him with an ice cube that we murdered.
Okay, I'm just gonna keep it nice and brisk for y'all. They are going to retreat because one of their own has died. All of them are injured at this point. And you are clearly not going to give up all that easily.
Yeah, this guy's going to the broth.
I mean, it's
Yeah, that
worth
guy's
it.
going into the thingy.
Now,
I
you
like
have
the
two
idea,
big
like-
problems to concern yourself with right now. One, you're still getting sucked into a whirlpool, and two, that corpse is also getting sucked into that whirlpool.
Well, I don't care about the course, but let's go with.
Okay. So can I consume my spell points and even use hero points if I need to like overcharge my water mastery and get us out of this?
I was planning on having my companion push the boat somewhat, try and, slow us down at least.
Verily. I mean, you have enough paddles. So, good old magic. Can you roll me a wild magic? And double the
Yes,
chance of
I'll
whatever
roll
you
one.
have.
Oh no, so it's a 20%.
Yes.
So I roll 1d100 or 10?
Yes. It's a percentage, so you use the percentage dice. It's just that
I'm
simple.
safe.
Marvelous. All right. Yeah, pump and dump all your points into this. Because you're trying to do something that's way out of your league. Let's put it politely.
And I can use my overcharge so I can exhaust myself.
You become one heck of a tired little lady, but you shock your boat back out onto the parts of the stream where you can row at a steady clip. Well, man, that's something you shouldn't try too often.
I'm now out of spell points and I am passed out on the
Unless you wanna-
deck.
Unless you want to break your magic arms.
as we watch, like your eyes glow and you channel the Phoenix Force and get us out of here. Oh yeah, yeah, and one of the fish guys clearly gets reduced to ashes, maybe.
From being in my presence of too much magic.
Delightful.
You overheal him.
Let's end off, because we are getting to a bit late in the evening,
Yeah.
Okay.
with the last encounter for the... No, actually, there's only 2 more encounters before you reach Oracle Streak. So, on day 2, in the evening, you do see in the distance a small metal boat with a light hanging out front.
Oh.
The person you're with, Garum, informs you that that seems to be one of the boats that... it's a Duergar boat. If you just sail by without making too much of a fuss, they should leave you be.
Yeah.
I mean, the last group of people that assumedly would be welcoming and nice turned out to be like a demon worshipping cult. So,
Well, part
Well,
of them.
hey, we got free kelp out of the other guys.
well,
Tired Ashleen is eating it.
just
All right.
clinging to the
All
pole,
right.
gnawing on it.
Alright, you leave him be then. You just go on by, apparently.
I
Good
mean, we
news.
can go and talk to him.
If you want to, that's up to you. They don't
We
seem
have-
immediately interested in having a chit chat with a bunch of weirdos on the water.
Let's just protect the fairy and get her. We're gonna make it, Ashley. We're gonna make it to McDonald's.
What is
Alright.
McDonald's?
What is McDonald's?
It's kind of
So you wave hello, or do you sail on by?
I mean, we
I
wave.
wave hello. My arm is very tired.
Delightful. The fine fellows hang over the side of the boat. How's all this then? Who are you? What brings you to the waters of Dork Lake tonight?
Survival. Legitimate survival.
we're heading to Cracklestug. We have a companion here that would like to return home, so we're giving them.
Well, Boopito also wants to go there.
Yeah, and we have reasons.
When they see
I'm a-
Garum with you, they'll be like, oh, we'll leave you on your way then. Everything going alright at least? Would hate to see one of the keepers of the flame dying out in the water. Darn shame it'd be.
I mean, we got attacked by a whole bunch of fish dudes with spears.
Gotta be careful with the metal, yeah.
Yeah, I gotta get it for a second.
Okay.
Be right back.
Well, if and you don't need anything from us.
Anything you need? She says, her Irish accent contrasting their kind of Scottish one.
Zoinks. Zoinky boinky. Well, they don't really need anything from you. You bunch of weenies. They're strong, capable Duergar. They don't need help from
Wait.
anyone.
She holds her hand up. You're not fish people. Do you have cookies?
Take
You
a
got
moment.
wave.
Well, I'm sure they got cookies over on well, actually. He reaches down and he hucks something at you. Hardtack.
Oh boy, hardtack.
It's not kelber mushrooms,
It's the greatest thing.
It's made out of
ever.
mushroom spore flour.
but it's still flour and baked. It's not mushrooms. I've been shooting with a heat ray.
If we,
By the
okay,
way, that's how she's been cooking them.
if
Not
we
a good way to
find,
cook things at all.
by the way, if we find like a sundry seller who has like surface items or whatever, and we find like a little like potted plant with a patch of grass in it, she's gonna freak the hell out.
And supposedly there's trees coming up.
Now
Since
imagine this.
apparently-
What she does is
What-
she gets a bucket of water, which she moves with her magic, because of course she does, and then she starts shooting the metal bucket with a heat ray to
Cool.
heat up the water.
Can you roll me wild magic for all of those?
Well, I mean, she's not doing it right now. She has hardtack.
Yeah, but we're gonna have to sit on that wild magic a bit more because if it's part of who you are, we gotta keep track. Anyway, since apparently you guys are absolutely fucking starving.
Well, I mean, she is because she doesn't eat meat at all.
She hasn't had any
I mean,
sugar.
I can pretend if you want me to.
Who of you catches this roll of paper that he hucks at you?
Tanya the awesome.
Tanya, he throws you a scroll of this. Although I imagine that since you're underground, the scroll's written on like a piece of mushroom bark. That's a bit flexible if you can roll up a bit.
Yeah,
Wow,
I
great
look.
food and water level 3.
I'm back.
Nice.
Yeah, I look at the scroll. And it's like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I hand it to Aisling.
Oh, because
Actually,
we'll
well,
drink clean water.
Wait, I need to be more responsible. I hand it to Abigail. By the way, okay, so
I am
roll
an
quick.
expert in Arcana.
That's
The
true.
the Duergar's little engine starts pruttling along as they say, "Well, just say the magic word and you'll have something to eat.
Okay, thank
Unless
you
you're
very
fasting, in which case I can't help you."
For Bella's sake, they gave us some hardtack to the fairy who thinks it's like a cookie.
Who's, yeah, she's all on it.
And she's all over because it's not mushrooms, even though it's made from mushroom. And we got that scroll.
To put a good word in for us.
much. You got it.
Actually, can I copy this?
Copy that. You're
do
a
you
wild
like-
magic person who casts spells because you're smart. You have no idea how civilization does all this fancy scroll and magic crystal stuff.
That is true. I do ignore all of that.
And I think it's a level above my mimicry, because I can only do half my level, or half my proficiency. Yeah.
Round it
Well,
up.
but a wizard
that's
spell on a spell scroll can be copied, it says at the bottom, Bella. And since you have a more traditional magic skill, you could try.
Oh no! What it means is that you can copy to your spell book if you have one.
Yeah, and I don't have a spell book.
I mean, if someone were to use it and cast the spell, you could probably copy it from that. But
Yeah.
yeah,
But I think it's about above my
yeah, no,
mimic
it's-
level.
yeah, and it would consume the scroll as well.
Marvelous. Well, there's only one more encounter before you reach Gracklestrook. Did you know that? Because day 3 is freaking calm,
Wow.
but day 4 comes
Wow.
with the best thing ever.
Gasp.
Bees?
On day 3 in the morning, to best you know, Abigail, you just woke up. You get your bite of very much rotting fish at this point.
Hey, I've been
Unless you
catching
saved up
fish.
your create food and water for this moment. I don't know when you're planning to use it, but point is, it's another day, and Jim Jar is like assuring you that you're almost there, which he has been saying excitedly for the last few hours to anyone who asks. Ront is enjoying the rowing. He seems to be rather enjoying the simplicity of it all. Nice sense of purpose. In the meantime, Shushar is like holding his hand in the water as it flows on by. You know you want to do it. You know you want to do it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I do it all the time.
It's great. It's great. Rockrest just seems to be meditating, and as you go along, you suddenly find yourself in another whirlpool. But this one came out of nowhere. You're like right in the middle of it. Out of nowhere, just
Oh,
like
no.
that.
Oh, god dang it.
God damn it, I
Again?
hate this stupid lake. Don't
However,
get this shit in the
second
ocean.
this is transpired, you hear a cackling voice coming from the edge of the water. The shore is what it's called. Would you look at that? A few little dummies have managed to make their way into my delightful trap.
Wow.
How far away
really-
are they?
They're quite
Yeah,
a
where the-
good distance, like at least 60 feet. You see
Hey, Tanya.
a nice old lady with a crooked nose, green skin. Not exactly the pristine beauty you might expect, but man, that hair goes to her feet.
And yeah.
Hey, Tanya.
Yeah?
Ashleen holds her hand out. Go pay her a beating.
Just she's just cackling and then suddenly just appear in front of her.
I took distant teleport. I can teleport you up to 150 feet.
Oh no, I forgot to prepare the Gracklestrook map. That's rude. Excuse me. Are you teleporting over to this old lady who's about to say things like riddle me these questions 3? That's rude.
Well,
Riddle
it'll
me
be easier to
these
hear
questions.
Tanya
Oh!
when she's right there.
Riddle me these questions. Oh, piss!
Riddle me these questions. Where'd the robot go?
You can't bully me like this. That's crime. She bats her little claws at you. Yeah.
Okay, Bella, that is the perfect gif. Yes. Just... the effing Undertaker. Actually, wait. Where's that video where the guy's bashing the Undertaker and he appears behind him and he just like goes, "Yep," and the guy just grabs him.
Excuse me, I'm actually trying to do something here. Give me a moment. Where did I put
Yeah.
this shit?
No problem.
Oh, there I put it. Oota.
Beep boop, beep boop.
No, I gotta set up the Gracklestrook map because I didn't think I'd need it. Gracklestrook. You want to come here with Gracklestrook and buy yourself some gracklecorn. It crackles in your mouth and kills your teeth, just like the Underdark kills your hope.
Hey,
I don't
Anyway.
think I want.
The point is, this old lady, you teleport over to her like a bunch of jerks.
Tanya
Oh, I
gets
mean, I was
there.
just gonna teleport. I can only teleport one at a time. So I was
Tanya's probably
teleporting
the best
Tanya.
surprise.
Okay. So, Tanya, you are suddenly standing next to
First, I need to do my wild magic.
Tanya, you are now standing next to this old lady. This old green lady who's having a good old chuckle and chortle at you.
Yeah, just I place my big effing hand on her.
Ah! Don't be so crass. You're supposed to be on the boat.
Yeah, this would be really awkward if she like teleported me back on the boat.
Do a teleporting fight.
I'll get very upset very fast. I thought that I do not recommend this course of action.
You don't even know what I was going to ask, and you just come up to me like this.
You are in our way. Please release the boat.
She gives you a hard squint.
I'm gonna intimidate. Don't make me.
Did your parents never teach you to be nice old ladies?
I do not have parents as far as I understand.
Shame. They would have saved you the trouble, wouldn't they? Tanya, as you've been having a little chit-chat with the lady, the water has been, like, pooling around your feet, even though you're standing on a small slope.
Wait, what?
And it's been crawling up your crevices.
Gross.
Gross!
I
I
want to
grasp-
teleport her over now.
I grasped the lady. Like, did she want to do this? Like,
You have a go at me, you'll find yourself in even bigger trouble. She waves little hands at you.
okay, that's it. I'm grappling the old lady, and I grapple the old lady.
You give her the old squeeze. Alright,
Alright.
cool. Go ahead and roll me that athletics you got.
Yeah, I natural 20 the
Hell
old
yeah.
woman.
Hey, Claire, this is the opposite of last session.
Yeah, like
Excellent.
yeah, I know,
Can you
right?
give me a will save?
I pick.
Wisdom,
Does it
please.
have to be will save?
Wisdom, yes, please.
Oh
So,
my!
Nice.
so she looked you dead in the eyes, and you could feel your soul get, like, whipped out of your body by that. Which is to say that if you had failed this DC 16 Wisdom saving throw, you would have dropped to 0 hit points instantly.
Oh, wow. She's tough.
Wow, so like my worst. So I rolled the best on my worst stat. That's amazing. On the roll I needed it. It's finally happened, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, we did it.
I mean, you're the one who just starts attacking old ladies who might just be wanting to ask you directions.
us.
She did start it.
She started this.
Well, that's the old Frisk. Tanya,
She's
you
changing
still
her
have her
ways
like
now.
in this firm arm squeeze, as the water slowly ripples around you.
Okay, well, I'm going to ask her. I'm going to. Well, since I felt she was doing something with her googly eyes, I'm gonna politely ask her again. Release the boat.
You think I fear anything of your silly little weapons? How about you just answer my damn questions instead of being so rude about things? A little
I
respect
like
for your elder will
questions.
keep you a lot safer. I'm giving you one final
Can I
warning.
fly over?
Should I just squeeze her in half or something? Like,
She gives you well, she doesn't give you like the death glare as in the action death glare, but she does warn you that if you don't let her go right now, she'll put a nasty curse on you.
all right, well, I'm playing the character who's a little, forward thinking in the bad way. So, Fairy, what are you coming over here for?
I'm flying over to try to help talk this out.
Tanya, what do you do?
Well, I'm letting the fairy speak.
Okay, so
I said release me!
put her down for now.
I'm gonna put her down.
I'm on the other side of her.
I gently. By the way, I don't just put her down. I gently place the old woman. We're not gonna pull this. You got me now, die!
Can you roll me a strength save?
Oh my god! All right. See,
The water that's around your feet suddenly whips up and just body, what's it called again? Belly flops you into the water.
we.
Smack.
And I'm gonna go and I'm gonna make the water part around you.
It
So
was meant to be me.
the hag almost instantly snatches your wrist when you try to do that. And you feel the magic just suck into her. You're a little baby fae, aren't you? Should know better than to tempt your elders to get greedy.
This lady. You know, see, what? I should have squeezed her. You stopped me, Zyla. You stopped me from squeezing her.
I was trying to be nice.
I just
trying be
wanted
a
to
team
know
player.
who was coming into my lair.
Well, you could have just said something instead
You
of attacking the
teleported
boat.
your little mean robot over to me and started squeezing me.
You
You
made
just
a
threw me into the
whirlpool. We had-
water.
No, you're not in this anymore.
Because I'm dead. I'm like in the water.
We just had a whirlpool try to eat us yesterday. Bad
How
time,
should I
not
know
nice.
such things? Haven't you considered
I don't
approaching
know.
every day
Stuff's
with a
crazy
fresh
down
look?
here. So, let my wrist go. Let me get my friend. We can talk.
This is
I'll
literally
be
a
nice.
game
I'll
of...
teleport them back to the boat.
This is a game of Among Us now.
Why is it a game of Among Us?
Because everyone's yelling and I'm on the ground.
What are why are they dancing?
It's sus. I don't know.
Now that you're... By the way, everyone's been in the whirlpool for this. You're just moving in circles. Like, you're not actually going towards the center all that much. Oh my god, the fucking sicky shit.
That's a really good episode, by the way.
As a show, I found it
So,
nothing
yeah.
but awkward to deal with. No,
Just-
no, you're not getting off easy now. I was just going to be a polite old lady on the shore. I was going to offer you some delicious cookies. But now you're making a big mess of everything.
Wait, cookies.
Not to mention that you're messing with my water.
What the
I just want to get my friend out of the water now. Then they're not in your water.
Your friend can
Take
get
your
out of...
time, guys.
I don't think your little friend needs to get out of the water anytime soon, given that they don't even breathe.
I mean,
Maybe the
Ashley
laundry
looks confusedly.
cycle will clean the little head out a little bit.
Ashley is looking confusedly at the water. They don't breathe?
No, I don't breathe.
No, she didn't know this.
Which will make a moment where a wizard casts like that glass sphere spell that suffocates you really funny.
Oh, I thought they had to breathe.
You know what I'm talking about, right, Safi?
Yeah. I'll pick up Claire.
Which, by the way, I will go
flip her upside
hamster ball
down.
mode with that and then kill them with it.
So, okay, old lady, whatever your name is. What's your name? Do you have a name?
I have no intention in giving you my name.
Of course. So, what now?
I want you to get on your little boat. I'm putting you outside of here.
What's the town we're trying to go to's name that I keep forgetting how to pronounce?
Yeah, we're just gonna go. We're trying to go to Gloopal Bloop.
Grackles.
That's where you
trying to get
came
to
from!
Grocklestoop. We're trying to get to Grocklestoop. Can you, like, throw us that direction, maybe?
Get back in your boat!
What about the robot?
I guess I shouldn't expect a fairy to know about respecting their elders.
I'm keeping the lawnmower.
You're not a lawnmower! What lawn does she
You're
have?
Ow. She probably has a lawn this whole time.
Oh no, and you're on it!
It would have been a lawn and cookies. Would have been
All
the
the
best
things.
day ever.
All the things you could have had if only you knew to respect your elders instead of throwing death robots at them to strangle them.
Yeah, this is honestly this is more your fault. Actually, I got teleported like a weapon, and all I knew what to do was I didn't know where it was, what I was doing. All I knew was old lady target.
Well,
me
to
kill.
be fair, last time you did it, it worked out great.
I mean, yeah, I should have just chokeslammed her, but that felt wrong.
Well, if you choke slammed her, at least she couldn't have yelled at you. That she didn't have more ammo.
Actually, let's be honest here. If I went with the whole instant chokeslam thing, her soul rip ability would have worked.
Probably.
Point
It's
is,
a miracle it didn't.
she has had enough of this, and goes, "All right, I guess you'll be the one to bear the cast for your little impotence. Maybe you'll learn a lesson or two along the way." The hag goes poof, and the whirlpool slowly but surely settles back into place.
I mean, I guess this works.
We just get attacked by like a freaking magical Karen.
If you start like, I'm pretty sure that the second someone is like, "Hi, can you answer a question?" and your response is to grapple them, I think they're fair to start yelling at you.
Hey, she made a whirlpool on us all of a sudden before saying hi. That's just rude.
That's just
And just laughed at us for a
why.
while.
Why is a whirlpool less acceptable than the social contract, huh?
To be fair, she did open with, haha, you're now in my trap, so.
I mean, yeah, she
Yeah,
did.
she
She
did
did
start
do
with
the-
that.
Yeah, she was the aggressor in this. I'm not doing this whole.
I would like to
she
point out
said,
that she had
he
done
said.
no damage to anything you owned, but I'm not playing a
Yeah.
lawyer for a hag.
She hurt my feelings.
I can't believe your
So I'm
feelings
gonna
are
go
hurt.
and try to fish Tanya out.
Yeah,
Well,
have I been
I
just
don't-
in the water?
Tanya, I imagine you can swim with your expertise in athletics, despite being made of metal.
I mean,
Buoyancy.
I'm not gonna argue like the physics. So yeah, I'm an amazing swimmer.
I mean, to be fair, you get imbued with a small amount of magic as you level up in this setting. Point is, you huck yourself back on the boat. It seems that you have clear sailing from here, at least.
Yeah,
So how did it go?
That was weird.
she looked
I'm just
upset.
like looking at Aisling.
Unfortunately, as you
What?
get on the boat, Shushar will immediately start lecturing you, which doesn't help.
I just like I'm trying so hard, Shushar.
Now, I'm gonna fly up to you real quick though, Tanya. Put my hands on your metal shoulders, flying up head level with you, right?
Yeah.
Shushar has a lot to say to both of us. Have fun, and then I fly off.
Okay, so about this curse,
Enjoy curse.
it's really simple. Anytime you roll wild magic, and you get wild magic, your spell doesn't trigger anymore. Like, it supersedes it.
Oh,
So you only get the wild magic effect.
so I now have a 10% chance to not have a spell.
Apparently.
We can get
Fun.
rid of that at like a. How do you get rid of that?
Churches.
Here's
Usually-
a shrug for you.
Right,
I get rid of a
well,
curse.
I mean, I've played Oblivion. We go to one of the churches and we just dip Aisling in like the water that's there.
Oh my goodness, please do not dip. She needs her wings to be dry.
You could
I mean,
try them.
technically, I
She's...
don't. But
Listen, if church water heals you completely, then naturally it soaks in everywhere. Like you just dip your sleeve in and it just gets soaked all the way up into the elbow.
my God, it's like you try a drink and it fills your whole stomach. You can't even have dinner.
Marvelous. Delightful. Ecstatic. Well, on the plus side, at the end of this day, you do see Gracklstrug in the distance. It's... I'm just going to show you this picture, and I'm going to tell you the smell of smoke is overpowering. This
Oh, no.
place is probably the opposite of what you are in terms of lawful chaos. Like, this place is civilization kicked up to way beyond any extreme. It is industrialized to heck.
Great, Claire. We are in the Untersea.
Yeah, see, like, and you
It's
know what?
so bad, in
Points at you.
fact, that the friend you're with reminds you to please wear a mask at all times, or you start to get something. What's it called again? There's this disease you get down here, grackle lung.
Go on.
Every time you finish a long rest in Gracklstrug, you must make a DC 11 Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, you gain level of exhaustion as the airways become increasingly clogged.
Great.
You also need to succeed in a con check to take a dash action because you're just so asthmatic.
Yes.
If you
thick
get-
with magic smoke.
If you manage to avoid, if you go to 1 or any higher and then go back to 0 again, you're immune for a week.
Oh, okay. We're gonna make a little mask for you, Aisling. It's gonna be cute.
Got wings stirring up the frickin' smoke. Good news, everyone! With this, you've technically completed the Dark Lake chapter. Guess what you get?
Level up.
Exactly.
New car.
And what does it get? A new car! I think most characters just get extra attack, which is just nice to have, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, talents
Yeah,
are given, and proficiency bonuses go
Yeah.
up, and cantrips get stronger. Or things that are equivalent to cantrips.
And actually, yeah, I get a few. And extra attacks.
Aisling takes a feature that's like makes it so her spells trigger twice technically, so she never has to feel the curse.
Actually, my destruction effects go up in damage,
This is where a
and
lot
so
of
does my teleport.
actually a lot of spells in general go up at this point because again it's the cantrip level. The soul gets a prodigy feature. Whoa!
Yeah, it's good. Extra attack. It looks like.
What does
Yeah,
the mimic
just
get?
just an extra
Oh.
talent that I can store.
Our
So I can have
resident
three-
yeah,
conscript.
I get
Mhm.
Go ahead.
Our conscript gets another attack and proficiency and a talent because that's just how conscript go. That's where your features are at. And our rogue, what does our rogue get? I think it's just got to be a sneak attack dice,
And uncanny dodge.
which is remarkably nice to have.
Yeah.
Effectively, they can use their reaction to have damage. Which is
Oh,
nice. Rolling for hit points there.
yes.
I'll pay it off, I guess.
Just that's a 9 plus 6.
Oh! Before we move on, please do not forget that your armor class is based on your proficiency. So increase your armor class by 1, please.
I forgot how to level up.
Well, all you need to actually, your conscript class should have everything to it. Really, you should go to details and set the level to 5, and you can click and drag all the
Oh,
features
details.
themselves directly onto your character, like baboom. Now Claire has extra attack. Does it automatically implement that? No, you have to click it yourself. Oh well.
Yeah, that was plus 15 extra hit points. Like, oh my god.
So how tough are you, Tanya? Well, you know, I take a lot of beatings, but I got 52 of them now.
Yeah, that's that was, compared to last level, that was actually, or actually compared to the last 2 levels, that was actually a big old boost.
That means that you now officially have enough hit points that you can suffer massive damage. Well, that's not a thing in this. In order to suffer massive damage, you need to take a shit ton of it.
Oh, take an average.
Here we go. I've added your level. I've added your extra attack. There you go.
I need to add my armor class, so it's now at 19.
Yep, 19 armor class, Tanya. You're tanky.
Why can't I edit it?
You have to click the little
wait.
gear
Never mind, I
when you
got it.
hover over.
Oh, it was not letting me type it for some reason. I got it. So wait, did you say I get other things than my extra attack? Because Zelda says I get extra attack.
You get extra attack and a talent.
That talent.
Also, your athletics modifier is now plus 10. I want you to look at this fucking beefcake.
I have 16 armor class.
You have enough that you could do some impossible feats if you roll 30. Oof.
Wait, what
So
the
how
hell?
do we do armor guy?
Okay, there we go.
You hover over your armor class, and then you get a little gear icon. And you click the gear, and then you can set it higher.
I wonder if I should take as a talent. I'll probably think about that later.
And it's what plus proficiency?
You're using light armor?
I think so.
Leather armor. Leather armor is light armor, which is 10 plus your proficiency plus your dexterity. Which in your case is 10 plus 3 plus 5. 2, so it's 5. 15.
Okay.
I'm at 16.
Despite the curse, you've all learned something today. Or maybe you're just trying extra hard to spite the old hag. I don't know.
Also,
Yeah, I don't
my
like that.
destructive blast damage went up a lot. It
Why
is now 2d8.
Yes. What makes it extra cool is that your ray, with a little bit of double, toil and trouble.
Plus, I now can shoot 3 rays.
Oh gosh, yeah, I forgot. Let's take a la look-see at the augmented blast ray. Where is it? Where's the blast shape? I thought I put it
Blast
in-
shape ray.
I guess I'm just dumb.
Oh yeah, my friend is magical now.
Yeah,
Magic buddy.
that's
Magic
actually
buddy.
super good.
Does
Yeah.
magic damage.
Because in case you forgot, the big boy Demogorgon doesn't give a shit if you punch him with a non-magical weapon. But now your buddy can actually hit him in the knees.
Yeah.
Only my fist could be magic.
Also, Whelm is actually useful now.
Well, you can get magic cestus.
So it's a 10-foot diameter whirlpool.
I mean, there's all kinds of blast types, so no blast shit. Let's take a la look-see. Spheres of power. Destruction. Ray. Blast shape. Let's see. Yes, indeed. At 5th level, you shoot 3 rays, which all do
Yeah, if I
2d8.
augment. Yep. Or if I augment the blast itself, they actually do 3d8.
Oh, yes. Half your level. Ugh. So that's 98 you can blast off if you're willing to put the bunny in.
Yep. And I can give myself advantage on it.
Ouch. Yeah, if you pump and dump, you'll fuck a man over. You'll give him the old slap him.
And next level, I believe it's next level. No, at level 7, I get a destruction talent for free, which is going to be more destruction elements, including disintegrate.
Since it's going to come up, by the way, if you trigger wild magic, you don't lose your spell points you spent.
Okay, so I get those refunded.
Because that would be a little too harsh.
That would be extremely harsh.
Yeah.
You did this to make wild magic actually matter more for me, didn't you?
Hey, you know what? How about you roll wild magic twice, and then you get to decide which one you pick whenever you do roll it. Because she is trying to teach you a
Okay.
little lesson, and I personally like the idea that it's like, since, you know, I don't know, she's a hag. What is she thinking in there? Maybe
Well,
she
she doesn't. If she wants to teach me a lesson, she doesn't want me to die. She just wants things to get harder.
maybe those cookies were poison. She's just like, nah, you could have missed out on great cookies. And she's like dipping them in poison while she's saying that.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
It
that
ends
we're
up
like,
the whole. No. It ends up
Go
that the
ahead.
whole curse thing is fake. But she cursed me with the thing that reminds me I could have had cookies
By the way,
oh,
here's
that's
every day.
Grackle Gockle Stook. It's a big town. I don't know how big it is. Let me pull up the.
Can't see.
Oh yeah, because I need to turn on the lights. Excuse me. Here. Just imagine me flicking on a light switch, like I'm a dweeb. Where's the map? Oh, there's no scale on this map. That's fucking great. Well, as you can see, do I remember where? I think Boopido wants to go into the cleft. And,
Yeah.
Themberchild and the gangs are over here. But first, there's a problem.
It's black for me.
Yup. Okay, cool. I think that requires a reload. Give me a moment. Whoop. Oh, maybe you still need a token. There you go.
There you go.
Now I can see.
Now you can see. You can dance. You can sing. I'm gonna make this place
She actually can. She can do those things.
gridless. There we go. We'll make each like let's say 100 feet. Let's make 100 feet. That'll work. Yeah, that's fine by me.
I could grab a sandwich after this.
I actually had a quick question, Safi.
Shoot me.
If under nature I take metal, can I? One of the abilities is reforge, right? If Claire is willing, can I reforge like Claire's hand into an axe?
Zoinks. Let's see. Metal mastery. Magnetize.
This should just be under normal.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go. Reforge mastery. You need to take geomancy, and I think you need to have metal.
Well, I
also
was
not-
looking at normal reforge,
It
which
says
is just
for
under
metal
the metal
object.
package.
All right, now I like your thinking, little fairy Zyla, but I want to point something out to you. If we establish this as something, we're gonna run into that one guy
Who has heat
who will
metal?
do an unwilling spell and turn me into a tea kettle.
A
Well,
really big tea kettle.
Well, just to put this out there, you do technically have metal enough components that this would sort of work. So-
I don't know about this one.
Like, that's also kind of how your kind works if you do a job. Like, sometimes you just get a different kind of hand because it's easier that way.
Wait. When we're using recover, or you can target living corporeal creatures with this ability, removing the need for dirt or sand. Doing so deals 1d12 necrotic and extracts a volume of ore 2 sizes smaller than the target.
So you're literally extracting
I
carbon.
ripped the iron out of your blood.
Yeah, you're doing that one scene from X-Men 2. That's really
Oh,
effed up.
Yeah,
Wait,
I
does
don't
that
think
mean
I'll ever do that.
you know how
but
we're kind of composed of carbon?
we are carbon based, yes.
Yeah, imagine if you could just like rip that out of someone. Would that just like make the
I
person
mean,
collapse?
this would be it would cause your DNA to collapse and your cells.
Wow, imagine if you made someone like cellularly collapse or whatever and made a diamond out of that. Because diamonds
I
are
mean,
carbon.
that would be under Earth, not under metal.
Sorry, my brain's like in wow, that's really effing sick. Down, like, that's sick. What the hell?
Plant is a fun one. Harvest. A plant instantly
no.
gains food. Neat.
I was considering harvest.
Dizzy just swapped channels.
I'm gonna think about my talent later because like I'm not sure yet at the moment.
Yeah, I'm thinking
Yeah,
just a
talent.
bit.
So
But I'm gonna go.
See you later.
Oh, that was fun.
Bada boom, bada bing, baby.